What up? What up, Twitch and YouTube? I'm multi-streaming today. For those who don't know me, my name is Seaweed or Seductive Seaweed. I stream political content, pop culture, film, art, and gaming. And by art, I mean by like visual, like video art. I'm a filmmaker, film student, as well as working now on animation and stuff like that. Definitely want to learn more of that. But it's so far very currently out of my scope. But had some stuff to react to today, but also a lot in the news. I am a leftist, not a lib, which is exactly why we're going to go in and criticize the current liberal majority right now, because you may have not heard, but big thing that was being talked about was getting minimum wage risen, and put that in with the COVID package. Two senators were against it, and two liberal ones. One that's more or less a both of them are basically Republicans, though. But there's plenty to criticize about Biden, and I think this is something where if you're leftist or liberal, or there are things to communicate with Republicans over that we can
also today the Biden
talk to, and we can have very similar goals, and same things affect a lot of the same things affecting us. A big part of conservative, and we can go into that, there is a larger fear of the other, and a fear of no longer being relevant. Both of these have actually been studied. It is found that Republicans tend to fear those around them more. Easier to fall into conspiratorial stuff, harder time with certain judgment processes. Science has shown this. I know a lot of people might want to go, well, science is liberal, but it's more the other way around. When liberals are working right, and they're not always following science, for that matter, but not with transgender issues or things like that. More like the environment and the fact that we're slowly going to burn and die and everything's going to be worse. But until then, it would be nice if you could afford to live. Specifically, be able to afford your apartment, maybe some health care, and work a job, work very hard. There's a lot of people that work a lot, work regularly a lot, multiple jobs, and they can barely afford their own apartment, let alone health care. It was proposed to put in a $15 to raise the minimum wage, which is federally at $7.25 or something like that, to $15 over some time. Why you want to do it over a couple years is to not shock the economy and then create the inflation, which is where it can be an issue. However, all of that was kind of struck down recently today, and Americans desperately need this. There are countries that are a lot of the Nordic countries are brought up as that they don't have a minimum wage, but they're doing much better, and that's because they have a lot of union support, a lot of collective action compared to the US, where unions are, well, actually, that's another thing we should be going over, is the union organizing in Amazon right now. But they're heavily been attacked over a long time. And a lot of work and money has gone into making unions look very bad to workers, look like they're need to pay dues and have an outsider come in when there's no outsider there. It's not an outsider when it is a collective group of your own peers and coworkers. We can get into that topic next. I'd like to, but first I want to go over this because this is really disappointing and sad. And I've heard a lot of people comment on this and think that if this doesn't get in now, probably won't get in at least in the next 2 years, which then the Dems are going to be giving themselves a big window to be voted out again. And then if the Republicans get back in again, lots of obstruction, moving on. And then Biden will be out, and who knows, Trump could go back in. A lot of the base, the Republican base, wants to go back to that. There's a lot counting on things like this. We need to make calculated moves, and you cannot just pull back from this. I believe the Senate parliamentarian said they shouldn't, and then Bernie, being on the committee, had some power to decide what to do with it. But I don't know what happened with that. I don't know why Bernie would even agree or allow it to take this to take this loss, because honestly, and I do need to look up more on it, what exactly happened with this. But that's going to be a little bit of what we're doing right now.
Administration's nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package faces its first full House vote. But in a blow to the Democrats, the bill's proposed minimum wage increase will not be included in that package.
Hello to whoever's in chat. If you're in YouTube chat, I think.
Walk us through what happened with the minimum wage piece of it.
I can't see anyone on Twitch.
Of course. Good morning, Savannah. So raising the minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour, it was one of President Biden's key campaign promises, but he's not going to be able to deliver on that promise quite yet. And it comes after a Senate official ruled that raising the minimum wage can't be part of this massive COVID relief package that Congress is debating right now. The Senate parliamentarian says it doesn't meet the complex requirements that would allow Democrats to raise the wage without Republican support. And getting this done has been a huge priority for progressive Democrats. They argue it would lift so many people out of poverty. But this decision means that it's much less likely the minimum wage will go up anytime soon. That's because Democrats only control 50 seats in the Senate, and now they would need 60 votes to do it. And many Republicans are opposed to it. They point to a CBO report that says raising the wage to $15 could cost 1.4 million jobs. Savannah.
Yes, but so
that CBO report is under some question, because there wasn't some great methodology there, as well as so I do believe it would be a little bit less. There would be job loss. However, and I think this is a really important part to look at, that's not presuming that they aren't getting, there's not controlling for factors of like, yes, what if they lost a job? But then, because they didn't need another job, because a lot of people are working 2 to 3 jobs, and more commonly, even more so than ever, America has a gig economy. Uber Eats, Good Eats, Uber Eats, Good Eats is not one of them. But all of the Postmates, all the delivery services and things like that, dependent on contractors. This is, you can't have a nice, actual fulfilling life when you're having to bounce from job to job to job. Can't even pay for your healthcare, barely can pay for an apartment. So yeah, I mean, some of those jobs are going to be jobs that then either that person does not need to have to work anymore, because they're in a family and maybe now they can stay home and take care of their kids, or B, those people no longer needed to work there because they were able to sustain themselves with one job, and things like that. Now, there's going to be some that is just lost, but they're going to be able to find another job. And if we properly do this and subsidize, and well, not subsidize, it already is, pay for a better welfare state while we do this, obviously, anything like this, like moving large rules in regards to economy, have a lot of domino effect changes. That's why you need to make sure that when you're doing it thoughtfully, as well as making sure people are provided safety nets and education and other things as well. That's the annoying thing about government when you're voting on like one law to do something. But honestly, so much of this, especially in regard to economy, needs to happen holistically. So, meaning it needs to be changed on so many different fronts. But that being said, we really need to be able to provide a actual living wage. And a large part of that argument comes down to, well, what if then you're just helping other big businesses, which because they'll pay more to get rid of the mom and pops. But Walmart is already getting rid of all the mom and pops. They don't care, right? That's a separate problem that needs a different solution, which is how we handle monopolies and power. But the wage is not affecting that. There's no other reason to not, the only reason to not do this right now is the Republicans will say that it's the deficit, although they add to deficit and every time that they're in office. And I mean, that's the biggest thing that people will talk about, like, oh, it's going to put us more in debt. But the truth is, if we have more people working, getting paid more, there's more money also going to be coming into the economy if they're working more or living at least substantial, comfortable enough lives. These things, the economy is not just a numerical quota. There are people with feelings and energy and time behind it, meaning like their time. When people are adequately taken care of and when they can function more properly within society, they work harder and better and are more willing to do so. Where compared to where we are now, which is so many people on their last legs doing just to what they can to survive, which is perfect for capitalism, when capitalism is a cutthroat society, meaning you have to not give a shit about those around you to get to the top. And if you're poor, fighting for every scraps, you're also taught in that same manner. So
that's the minimum wage piece of the package. There's still the larger COVID relief bill, including direct payments to people. What's the status of that?
They're racing to get this done by March 14th. That, of course, is this critical date when unemployment insurance benefits will expire for so many people. It's a really tough deadline on their calendars. Now, the House is going to pass their version of this bill today. That's the first step. That is going to include the minimum wage increase. But of course, it's then got to go to the Senate, where we're going to have some more back and forth. Again, they're trying to get this all wrapped up early next month. Savannah.
All right, Casey, we know you'll be on it on the Hill. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your...
So yeah, that's not fun. I'm curious what as I just looked it up, I saw Fox News covered some of it. Which, this is a longer run issue, obviously, and get money into people's hands now. But in the long run, a higher minimum wage is going to do more than the stimulus. Now, the stimulus is still important. Get the money out now because people need it. The problem with that, though, is it's already been reduced to 14 when we we love talking about $2,000 checks. $1,400 checks just got approved, which Biden also promised $2,000. And now, they're pushing it with, well, you guys got another $600 check, 600 plus 1,400. There you go, but which is just preposterous, and it's just sleight of hand. And the annoying thing is that it's almost just like a jab, because like it makes no difference really. That dollar amount is so pitifully small and makes up barely anything of it, especially since this is only happening once. And now the vaccine's coming through, what are they going to do? Probably nothing, right? The Dems aren't going to do anything. You already got your stimulus, even though like other countries have been getting monthly payments and have affordable health care where you can barely get taken care of, if not leaving with tens of thousands of dollars of debt, or you can't work. So how are you paying this off? We have not canceled rent. The biggest thing that we've done was do a moratorium, which means eventually people will have to pay a fuck ton of money all at once. How are people going to do this? Really, the biggest thing that really needed to happen right off the bat is canceling student debt, which Biden has said for about $50,000, which he should just do for all. And I've gone into why that comes at such a benefit to the U.S. as a whole. But the idea that sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm gonna play a little bit of music too. Hold on. No, no matter what though, this is oh yeah, they're gonna just go on, pretend like it didn't happen and do a little bit, and then we're all fine. But really, all rent should have been canceled, right? And it wasn't. And a lot of people say, well, that's crazy. What about landlords? Well, subsidize the landlords that are not giant and help them out. And for the large ones, they can take the hit since we already have footed their bill several times over. Okay? Like this whole like don't take handouts thing is ridiculous when we, the taxpayers, are giving out handouts all the time to rich people. No. They do not deserve your pity just because one day you might be in the cool club, which guess what? You're not going to be. But they're going to go past this and then pretend to be do whatever about it, and then look more towards wars and other things that they can agree with Republicans on, which actually I need to look into. I know I've been very behind on the news, I think this last week, but there were some going-ons in Syria, so I think I'm going to take a look at that in just a minute. But let's take a look at this.
Hey, Bobby, I want to switch gears and talk about your most recent column, which was about Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and of course the report that came out on Friday afternoon. You argue that President Biden has failed to make Saudi Prince MBS a pariah in this report that details the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. How did Biden fail?
Well, I think Biden failed by setting the expectations too high. When he was a candidate for the presidency, he said he wanted to make the Saudis, and in this case, particularly Prince Mohammed.
Which audio? Because my mic audio is high as fuck. All of it. Dude, I do not know what it is, but I only get like this issue with you like all the time. because my capture card is going through. So unless, hold on, let me make sure. Let me make sure everything's looking okay here. Thank you. Shut up. You're saying my my mic audio is low because it's peaking, my dude. I'm viewing it right now.
To do that, the Crown Prince is already the de facto ruler
all
of
my
his
audio
country.
is like
You'll
peaking.
notice in the last 24
Yeah,
hours,
I'll raise
the
this one.
leaders of all the other GCC, the Gulf Cooperation Council states,
Okay,
have come out
that
with
should sound a
statements
bit better.
backing him, and his people are not pulling away from him. His father, the king, who's old and infirm, is showing no signs of cutting him down to size. So there's no way Biden could have made him a pariah. And therefore, to have used that word, to have used that language, in retrospect, I think was a mistake.
So for people
sound
who don't
dampened?
follow this as closely as you do, why is the United States relationship
Probably because I just had my
with
gain a little bit
Saudi
lower.
Arabia so
How about
important?
that?
Well, it's important for a whole bunch of reasons. So for the United States, Saudi Arabia, being the biggest producer of hydrocarbons in the world, is very important because the oil markets, the stability of the oil market, the reliability of the oil market.
I don't know, man. Like literally everything
Foreign
is
policy.
up,
From the Saudi
peaking
point
well.
of view, obviously
Actually,
the United
volume's
States,
very high.
provides a security umbrella for Saudi. And now that the Crown Prince is very interested in modernizing his country's economy, diversifying his economy from its
I checked the
dependence
scene.
on petroleum products, he's going to need American investment,
Are you sure
American
it's not on your
know-how.
end?
So it's a
I can
two-way
hear myself
two-way trade.
quite
It's a
loud.
very important relationship of both countries.
Bloomberg Opinions, Bobby Ghosh. Hey, Bobby, thanks as always for your time. Great to have you.
And I can hear it all here. I see it all going through. Oh, hey. Hey, what's up, Extra Ranch? Thanks for stopping through. Maybe you can tell me if I sound dampened, because my boy Andy here says I sound really quiet.
Policymakers and industry experts via live and on-demand webinars, only from Bloomberg.
Shut up, Bloomberg.
Start exploring.
Well,
to see
thank you,
what's
buddy.
moving the markets.
Thank you. Maybe it's you, Andy.
Visit Bloomberg.com webinars.
Our generation's biggest problem.
Climate change is hot.
No, thanks for stopping through. I will be playing some Valorant a little later today, but it'll just be you. If it's you, then it'll just be you backseat gaming me, because it will not be pretty. I need to get some practice, and I want to warm up a good bit. Maybe some Cyberpunk. I was playing some last night as well. Been getting real into Valheim though. It's been a ton of fun. I'm not very far, Andy. I just built a new house with Nalu. That video will be going up. It's definitely fun to play and talk politics on. So I think I'll be doing a little bit more of that. I did that with two conservative friends, and that was pretty interesting. Yeah, no, Astro looks pretty dope. I'm just starting up with Yoru for the first time. I'm wanting to get better as a duelist. I'm pretty decent at Cypher, but I'd like to get better and quicker and more aggressive as a duelist and just better at that. But you know how it is too. It's also hard to just get in like training hours and whatnot, especially while at school. So, but Andy, I was actually going to ask you if you're interested in coming into Valheim. I'll definitely leave a space in there for you. Extra Ranch, you're definitely welcome as well. So far, I just have the one server, that and the one that I went on with Matt on, but I might delete that one, just invite him over to that one. Now that I'm getting a bit more of a hang of how it works. Yeah. If you can get it, dude, get it soon. Unfortunately, the one downside is that I'm probably not going to be around this upcoming weekend, which sucks. I might be there Friday day and maybe Sunday night, but I'm back at school on Monday, and my girlfriend and I are taking a trip down to Virginia to see a friend. Just get out of the city for a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. Right. So what happened with Syria again?
For less than a month, or just over a month, I should say, and Joe Biden has now ordered his first military strike of his presidency. The targets were Iranian-backed Iraqi militia based in eastern Syria, just across the Iraqi border, which, according to the Pentagon, were behind at least 3 separate attacks on U.S. assets in Iraq. The most recent was last week, when a coalition base at the Erbil airport came under rocket and mortar fire. A civilian contractor was killed, 5 Americans hurt. The U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin offered...
Jesus fuck. Of course. Can't even fucking bomb countries right. Oh, yeah. This is the shit that we're getting with libs. The other thing to go over this right now is also with Cuomo. Which, and I think that'll be next. And then maybe some reactionary reactions. Then some gaming. But, so yeah. What day was this? If you haven't heard, we did some bombings in Syria. What day was this again? This was February 26th. The first now.
His first military strike of his presidency. The targets were Iranian-backed Iraqi militia based in eastern Syria, just across the Iraqi border, which, according to the Pentagon, were behind at least 3 separate attacks on U.S. assets in Iraq. The most recent was last week, when a coalition base at the Erbil airport came under rocket and mortar fire.
This was one of their attacks. That was my mistake. But
killed, 5 Americans hurt. The U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin offered few details as to what precisely was hit by these U.S. airstrikes.
We're confident in the target that we went after. We know what we hit. And we're confident that that target was being used by the same Shia militia that conducted the strikes.
For more details, here's CNN's Oren Lieberman reporting in from the Pentagon.
What have you been playing
against the site in eastern
lately,
Syria along the
Ranch?
Iraq-Syria border is the first known military action.
I forgot, are you still in school right now? Are you in grad school, or are you just fully done, just chilling right now?
Under President Joe Biden. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said it was his recommendation, and then Biden gave the final authorization for the strikes on Thursday morning. A U.S. official familiar with the strikes said up to a handful of militants were killed in that airstrike. And they come after a series of rocket attacks against U.S. and coalition forces operating in Iraq. First in Erbil about a week and a half ago, then in Balad Air Force Base just north of the city of Baghdad, and then the Green Zone in Baghdad itself. Austin said that part of the messaging here, and Pentagon spokesman John Kirby backed this up, was first that there will be a response to these rocket attacks, and second, to deter future rocket attacks. Austin made it clear that they're confident that it was Iranian-backed Shia militias that were operating in these sites that were struck by the U.S. Air Force, and it was those same militias responsible for the rocket attacks. Up until now, attributed the rocket attacks to anyone, but now pinpointing it on Iranian-backed Shia militias and more broadly holding Iran responsible for the actions of its proxies in Syria and in Iraq. This comes at a crucial time for the Biden administration when it comes to Iran, as it tries to figure out what to do and how to work diplomatically about Iran's nuclear program, also signaling that it wants to broaden out the agreement to include Iran's ballistic missiles and Iran's actions in the region. Oren Lieberman, CNN, the Pentagon.
Live now to CNN senior international correspondent Ben Wiedemann, who is in Erbil, Iraq, to side.
Well, we do know, for instance, that the 15th of February strike, a missile strike on the Erbil airport and residential areas of the city was claimed by a group that calls itself the Guardians of Blood. Until now, largely unknown, but
a little bit more intense than the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Many other Iranian-backed militias that operate
but
in
pissed.
many parts of Iraq, in northern Iraq as well, since the defeat of ISIS, have been held responsible, in some cases actually claimed responsibility for missile or mortar attacks, for instance, on the Green Zone in Baghdad, where the U.S. Embassy is located, and that many of these are acting in close coordination with some aspect, some part of the Iranian government, the military, or the Revolutionary Guard. But the direct strands are rather difficult to...
I mean, okay. So, what do we have to say about this? Not good. First off, if we couldn't figure that part out. Trump did no different. Okay, Trump was not anti-war. He liked to profess that a lot. People like to say that about him, that there were no new wars started. That's true, but it's also kind of hard to see when we're always in perpetual war, or many of our wars are quote-unquote conflicts, not just war. And this is, I understand that it's a response, but when you do missile strikes and things like this, all it does is reinforce this. And let's be honest, this is well known. The problems in the Middle East cannot be just solved with violence. Maybe pressure, financial pressure, a firm hand and a grip, but not outright violence. Because so many people in Syria, in Iraq, all over, in so many different Middle Eastern countries, Afghanistan, live in fear from drones they can't even see. Little children, little boys, little girls, mothers, fathers, so many innocent people. And it's not too insane when then someone comes around and says, hey, we're going to try and stick it up to this imperialist, evil government, which is, the American government is, don't doubt yourself, evil. A lot of governments are. I'm not specifically calling us out here, but we are the largest imperialist and power in the world. We do a lot of good things. Not really, but like it can be nice to be an American. Even then, not really. In a lot of respects, you know, it's nice in regards to the fact that this is the wealthiest nation on the planet, which means there's a lot of wealthy people, and there's a lot of opportunity. Some of those things are still true. However, you also have the opportunity to get fucked by healthcare and education, and not really much of that so-called and supposed social mobility. But even beyond that, what we do around the globe, in Latin America, in the Middle East, is atrocious. And then, you know, you have groups like PragerU and whatnot saying like, oh, well, you have to hate America to be a leftist or something like that. No, not generally, but after you start paying attention and looking at what would be good for people, and then recognizing that the U.S. industrial military complex and the U.S. as a whole outright denies it and rejects those things. And by that I mean these people are able to get radicalized against a government like ours because they know that it's powered by money, greed, companies just trying to make more money, and they know what so many of us have comfortably denied. And the problem about that is they also get played into the system because we train, arm those same people that we call terrorists or get radicalized, and those people that we've trained and armed then bring more people in until it just causes endless war. In regard to the military-industrial complex, which I was mentioning, which if you don't know or you are unaware, is the system, I was going to say machine system, but system in current place that perpetuates war because of product and money. You have a lot of companies like Boeing, like Lockheed, like Jeep, like medical supplies, all these things. Like when I worked as a medic in the military, and we're taught every fiscal year that we should use as many supplies as possible, get rid of many as possible. That way, come the next year, they'll give us more money because we used more product. And that's what it comes down to. This is not, this is well studied, well shown. Even General Patton brought it up and to say and warned us of it right after World War II. This is one of our biggest exports, is war. That's why you see on CNN, there's been times where they've literally we're talking about the beautiful missiles heading out into, like, I think it was Syria again, or Iran. I can't remember. I think it was Syria. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was that was when Trump did it in Syria, and then they were talking about how beautiful the missiles were. This is the type of stuff, because Hassan said it on his stream, it's very true. The Republicans and the Democrats will be definitely bipartisan about at least two things, and that is the surveillance state and the military-industrial complex. And it's true. And it's sad.
To nail down, it's important.
And so, of course, what is it now? February, or, shit, is it really March? But, not even just under a month in Biden's first term, missile strikes into Syria. You could say not unprompted, but why now? Why do this now? And walking back on minimum wage. So business as usual then? We can't keep on going with this. We need to bring in actual fucking people, and we need to make sure that they're vetted. By that I mean actual people that have our interests at heart. And there's very few, but we make this by doing it. But we have to get out there, we have to unionize, we have to talk and convince as many people as we can, because we're done if we don't. Very much so, we are done if we do not. And I know that sounds dramatic, but because it is. We only have so many years to do as much as we can about climate change, and no one is taking it seriously. You can say the libs are all about it, but they don't barely do anything for it. Rejoining the Paris Accords isn't going to do anything for it too. It's just going to be posturing. We need to subsidize clean energy and get people in those jobs. It will create more jobs. And this is the biggest thing on my plate right now, because it is, if we don't do something about this, yeah, I mean, first stimulus, COVID, getting that done. But like, if we can't focus on climate, what does that do for me and those like me and the position that we're in? Like, when we think about having a family, because what does that mean? What will a family look like? Look at what happened to Texas. So many people wanted to go out and disprove that this is not climate change when it most obviously is. But places like Texas will not be livable because of the same shit that just happened there. And our whole infrastructure is poorly built. Actually, hold on. And my friend sent me this, and I think I might have already seen it actually. I have to find it. Anyways. So, Governor Cuomo, might have heard of him. He's the governor of my state, New York. Very popular because of during COVID, he was one of the few that actually kind of like, well, we were very used to Trump, right? And we're used to people going off like crazy and not making much sense and just talking like an idiot. So when we had someone like Cuomo that came up with his strong Italian daddy vibes, it was a lot easier to listen to him. And you know what? I'm at fault for that too, because I definitely did. And mind you, I'll give him that. He's actually really good at public speaking and reassurance. He is still very much a lib, and I was brought in into some comfort with him on it. And I will admit, especially early on in the pandemic, I was watching his broadcasts daily. And I'm glad that he did that. I legitimately, I'm glad that he did that. I think that it was very wise and smart. And I think that dog's walking through here like an idiot. What? It was wise. It was smart. It helped people feel informed. Like people were actually doing things. In a sense, yes, that's posturing, but it was important to do. There were a lot of talks. So there's two big things to go over with Cuomo right now. But going into his past, he's already had major issues, major corporate issues with housing, especially in New York. And if you know anything about housing in New York, it's New York City specifically, but in New York in general, it's insanely confusing, frustrating, and landlords have a fuck ton of power. And it had been known that even with rent-controlled places, people would try to get them to move out by just making people's lives hell around them. A lot of places around here in the city as well have the issue of no one actually even living in them. A lot of people from out of state that are or out of country, the rich that use it as laundering. And that's a big thing in like Midtown New York City. So, you know, like 42nd Street and stuff like that. Times Square, yada, yada. Central Park South's really known for that as well, which is Billionaires Row. But so many people don't even live in those houses. For a long time, there was a for a good chunk of time, there was this thing called the Poor Door, where they'd get subsidies for allowing lower earners to have more affordable housing, but then they made it so you could only go through this one like shitty door in the back, couldn't share the main foyer or the backyard, and made you like a second-class citizen. There's been a lot of these issues in New York, and Cuomo's been on the other side of that for a long time as well. A big thing that came up during COVID was people saying that you killed grandma, right? Sending people to nursing homes and keeping COVID cases there. Because of that, though, there was like, or was he not sending them to the park because we had large facilities in the park? Did he not to the Comfort, I believe it was, which is a hospital ship, and I do know a thing about these actually because they're Navy hospital ships. They're actually a very, it's kind of like a dream duty of any corpsman like myself or a Navy medic to go on the Comfort or the Mercy, which is the two hospital ships that the Navy has. Apparently those were underutilized. I want to look more into that. But people were saying that it was out of vindictiveness of just not wanting to work with Trump, although they had worked with him before. Now, there were people that had been brought to the nursing homes, and it did kill people, and it did end up in deaths. Not happy about that, but I also view it from the lens of like, there was so much of this that we didn't know. That being said, New York should have closed way earlier and did have the information to act on that. But what we found out from one of his aides is that there was actually a lot more deaths, much more of a concern. And, you know, I want to criticize Florida as well, because this stuff doesn't just end because a lib did one over here as well. This has been an issue state by state, right? Florida is, some people will say it's not so true, but like there was a scientist who was then fired who had been posting data that was very contradictory to Florida's, and then they sent cops to her home. That's a little bit more wrong to me. I think that there's a lot going on there that seems evidently like very corrupt. With what happened with Cuomo in regards to the nursing home deaths, what it seems like to me is like there was a mistake made, which is understandable. Not saying that those deaths were understandable, but saying that these things do happen and were going to happen and have happened in every single state. There have been issues, right? I also want to bring up that New York City has been exceptionally strong in this. As someone who has lived here during this pandemic, we have been through a lot because we were that epicenter for such a long time. And it's, you know, moving again now, but I understand like in the logistics between it all, it's crazy. So I could understand and give a little leeway. However, when then you decide to cover up that evidence of even more deaths, it then seems like you're trying to cover for yourself, or from what it sounded like was to not give Trump ammo. It seemed to be a tactical thing, especially since the Trump administration held off from giving us funds, which is New York gives some of the most money to the country, the city specifically, and we needed money for our trains to continue running. Still do. And Trump said that he didn't want to give it to us because we are an anarchy state and stuff like that, like they did to Portland, which is also one of my other home cities. Both New York and Portland have been my home, and to hear them called like that and just thought as a second hand because of their liberalness or whatever, I understand that there was a sense of tactical weight behind it. However, there were still lies, there was still deceit. Now, I want to cover that here a little bit more on it, like the numbers and whatnot. But the other reason why Cuomo's in the news is for a Me Too sexual assault allegations, right? So, okay. So, this is Lindsay Boylan. I'm actually really interested in her career as well. She used to work for she used to work for Cuomo, and now she is running for I believe for Manhattan Borough Pres, which for those who don't live in New York City, the borough president is kind of like a mini mayor. Because New York is so big, it's kind of got, hold on. Because New York's so big, it's got obviously a large government process and system. And so, along with having the mayor, like Mayor Bill de Blasio, you also have borough presidents. And if you understand, Manhattan is a borough. It's often not called a borough because it's often referred to as the city, even though all of New York City is part of New York City, and it's a city. And this is so weird to, I'm sure, for like non-New Yorkers, so I'm sorry. And then there's the boroughs, or what they call the outer boroughs. Boroughs being, and it comes from a Dutch word, but the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, and Manhattan, because it is a borough as well, right? It's the 5 boroughs. Staten Island has tried to actually secede a couple times. A lot of people from New York proper don't like people from Staten Island because it's separate, and the culture is vastly different. It's not connected to the trains. You can only get there by ferry, and it's actually where a lot of the cops live. And so there's a large cop population there, and so there's kind of a feeling that they are not part of the city. And also, going back into the whole like police should be from their communities, kind of where that whole issue is, why we have like this whole armada of cops, and they all live on Staten Island. So Lindsay Boylan came out with an allegation saying that Cuomo had mistreated her, told her some pretty explicit, I will just say like sexual assault, but as very explicit in the way of like coming on to her very aggressively. But she had kind of like said, put it to the side, and I don't really want to address it too much. And then she did. And it would seem like there's more that has come out as well. I'm kind of curious to see. I know that she had a Medium article on it. I dig this vibe. I like this is licensed music too, so I get to keep it on. So, yeah, now he has 2 allegations. And
a new sexual harassment.
There was, I wonder if I saved this. Hold on. I think it's so ridiculous. And this was bound to happen, right? But of course, we're now going to have a lot of libs making other libs and leftists and people that are sincere feel really gross because you're having now people saying, oh, this seems, because so many people were very pro Cuomo and saying that he needed to run for president, that they wanted him to be president. Hold on, where is this video? Or not video, but and so of course a lot of liberal hypocrisy right now. And this is why I say, like, don't associate yourself with libs. But, oh, did they? Okay, now. Hold on. I'm trying to find this fucking thing. But basically, you have a lot of... here we are. Okay. You have a lot of libs going, oh, well, did she really? This kind of seems like a political hit. Or this kind of stinks. Like, and by that, I mean, like this. Lindsay Boylan and Charlotte Bennett, who I believe is the other woman, so we'll hear from that in just a second. Detailed accounts of sexual harassment by Governor Cuomo are extremely serious and painful to read. There must be an independent investigation, not only led by an individual selected by the governor, but by the Office of the Attorney General. And then this just random woman here. Methinks something stinks here. Appearance of an attempt by operatives to take down Andrew Cuomo, and who would have greater motivation? You remember? So there's a lot of this, like, well, it's okay. And this is where Republicans get their ammunition, because it's, you know, a bit true when they say, oh, well, they don't actually care about those things. We know that the politicians don't. We should, okay? I'm not saying eat our own. Like, there's plenty of times that we should, like, I think a good example of, like, maybe that there should have been lighter standards was with, why can't I think of his name right now? Al Franken, who, if you remember, a couple of years ago, had a bit of a Me Too incident. Was not really necessarily sexual assault or harassment, but there were very inappropriate images when a woman was sleeping, kind of like looking like he was grabbing her breasts. He apologized thoughtfully, and the woman also said, you know what, it's not a big deal, but, you know, and they were happy that he came out with an apology. He was terminated from his Senate seat. And I know that sounds like really gross, but like that he did that, but like of all people too, like Al Franken was a former comedian. Like, you kind of see where it kind of came from. Should it have happened? By no, of course not. But it's not even, you know, funny. But at least he was able to admit to it and apologize. And then you have libs coming out and defending this type of stuff just because they like Cuomo, when Cuomo has a terrible track record with, well, just in general, and we just want to defend him because, like, he was the glorious, you know, most glorious lib during the summer. We can't do that. And similarly, there was another tweet that was like this. Obviously not everyone's like this, but this. Blue by check marks, by the way, on Twitter. So different having military action under Biden. No middle school level threats on Twitter. Trust Biden and his team's competence. I like it. When you swat a mosquito, you don't call a press conference to talk about it. You just do what needs to be done and move on. Meaning that they preferred it when, you know, the annoying thing was that Trump actually talked about it, which was annoying, and how he talked about it was very destabilizing around the world, especially since he did it on Twitter. Yes, I'll give it that. But the fact that they're almost saying like, yeah, he shouldn't have to call conferences or just like, you know, snap his fingers and do military strikes or be like how they're continuing this these disgusting wars that no one needs, does not do anything except for bolster our economy for the richest individuals and richest companies. We don't need this. And to go on here and defend it and just like jack off about it is ridiculous. So hold them to it. We can't be doing this. We can't be glorifying this. Teach the libs how to be better. If they call themselves a progressive and then simultaneously advocate for this, or not going with believe all women, which by that I mean, and this is a valid point that also came up in this, by actually hearing women out and not just saying you think it might be some psyop, then get them on the right path, or tell them that they're going to be left behind, because this is not what we need. Look, if you're down to defend this, what is your position? You're just playing teams. That's it. We don't want teams. We want actual progress. If you do that, then you don't fucking actually give a shit. If you're okay with Biden attacking Syria, if you're okay with this minimum wage not going in, you don't care. So, anyways, with heated gaming moment. Yeah, the other one comes up with Tara Reid, right? Not the actress like Tara Reid, but she was the person that was accusing Biden. And it didn't come up very much. It came up a little bit during the elections. Trump campaign tried to bring it up more. Some people were very like doing the same thing. What if it's a bit of a psyop? I think I might have even a little bit, mainly because her story was so weird. And that's also why I'm still going back to that and thinking that it's not exactly the same thing. Tara Reid had changed her story a lot, but not only that, many people that she had interacted with told them several different stories, and how she felt about it, how she felt about Joe Biden, which she actually often brought up about how she really liked Joe Biden and cared about him. But that is one thing that I would like to bring up into this, and something that I looked at, I did find curious, which is a woman acting so strange about this. Not just a woman, but just anybody, but her specifically as a woman acting so strange about this, doesn't necessarily, honestly, in some ways, kind of points to that possible sexual assault. Just because you can very much be traumatized in, idolizing the people that have hurt you, or makes you feel uncomfortable about how you're saying and what you're saying it to people. So there's plenty of other psychological things that come into it. That said, there's not a lot of evidence. There wasn't a lot of proof. There was some stuff apparently that needed to get pulled that never did, but that was not Biden. It was the Senate that prevented that intel from coming out. However, let's face it. Well, to be fair, the Senate was majority Republican at the time. So, however, they're also gonna, I don't know, it just makes me think that there maybe wasn't something there. They definitely work hand in hand with each other a lot of times. And I don't see that I definitely see the Republicans covering for Joe. And so they might have. But I mean, let's face it, they definitely wanted a Trump presidency, and it would have benefited them to release information that would have shown that to help give credence to Tara Reid's claims. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's anything there. Evidence is really hard on these things, and I feel bad because, women should come forward. And I encourage and hope that in the future, these women would feel comfortable enough, and that we can make the spaces comfortable enough for them to come out sooner, because then there's more evidence and more, it's much easier to do it. But I understand it was from a much different time where we treated any woman that came out with such allegations like shit, and still often do. Like, let's not, like, look at how they're already looking at Lindsay Boylan and whatnot, like I brought up. But yeah, no, we just have to wait, and maybe, if anything, if there are other incidences with Joe Biden, that Tara Reade incident maybe might inspire somebody else to come out. Might not, because she was kind of labeled as crazy. And this is also why we need to be careful and not do that and not attack these people. Yes, those who lie about it make it way worse for everyone else, but we need to thoroughly vet and make it feel like people are not going to be destroyed for coming out with information. So, anyways.
Harassment allegation against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. The New York Times saying a second former Cuomo aide has now come forward. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is here with the latest. Good morning to you, Stephanie.
Eva, good morning. The three-term governor was just facing criticism for the way his office reported nursing home deaths during the pandemic. Now, a second former aide is accusing Governor Cuomo of inappropriate conduct. This morning, a second former aide to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is coming forward, accusing him of sexual harassment. According to the New York Times, 25-year-old Charlotte Bennett says Cuomo asked her questions sexual in nature last spring, reportedly asking her whether she had monogamous relationships and if she ever had sex with older men. According to the paper, Bennett told her parents and friends during that time. After an encounter in June, her friend asked if Cuomo had been physical. The Times reporting Bennett responded via text message, no, but it was like the most explicit it could be. The paper also saying Bennett reported the encounter to Cuomo's chief of staff. Bennett was reportedly transferred to another department until she left the administration altogether in November. The governor's special counsel and senior advisor saying in a statement, Ms. Bennett received the transfer she requested to a position in which she had expressed a long-standing interest and was thoroughly debriefed on the facts, which did not include a claim of physical contact or inappropriate sexual conduct. In a statement Saturday, Cuomo denies the allegation, saying he was trying to be a mentor to her, adding, quote, I never made advances toward Miss Bennett, nor did I ever intend to act in any way that was inappropriate. This comes after Cuomo denied allegations from another former aide, Lindsay Boylan, who detailed allegations of sexual harassment, including an unwanted kiss. Cuomo denying those allegations during a press conference in December.
It's just not true.
Boylan reacting to Cuomo's latest accuser, posting, I am with you, Charlotte. We are with you, always. You are not going to derail or destroy any more lives, Governor Cuomo. Charlotte Bennett says she decided to make her allegations public in part because she wanted to counter the way Mr. Cuomo, quote, wields his power. Governor Cuomo has requested an outside review of the matter and is asking New Yorkers to await the findings before making any judgments. Some New York Democrats even saying the governor should not be the one to appoint that investigator in that review. Dan.
Stephanie Ramos, thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts.
Definitely not be the one to appoint that investigator. That's the same thing. Like, I really hate how much executive control that we can get in many different forms of politics. But that was a big thing with even Trump. It's like, you know, well, we want to put in this person. No, they definitely shouldn't be able to pick the person that investigates this. And it should absolutely be investigated. So, let's see if we got anything else to react to here.
Well, we often hear that.
All right, I got something. We'll do about one more react, I think. This, again, with the guy Douglas Murray that I covered the other day, and just, I don't know, I've been fun because he's just some right-wing knob. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll react to this, and then we'll play some games. Okay? Cool. Yo, 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 yo. All right. So, sorry about that little bit of a wait. But what we're going to do one more React video, 7 minutes. Douglas Murray, that guy that I went over before, made that YouTube video about, which you should go and like, because it got, of all my videos, which on my YouTube, which please go to and like, subscribe. If you're not on there right now, where I'm multi-streaming to currently. Seductive Seaweed, spelled just like this. Out of all my videos, that one got the most, and also a lot more significant dislikes. And I think it's because I got some of the more annoyed conservatives seeing it, and which is always funny, because they cried about some guy that they did not think it was a pseudoscientist who was did a video for PragerU. So without ado, I'm gonna do that. Then I think I'm gonna get on Valorant and or AimLab, warm up a little bit, and then get into some games on Valorant today. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Maybe if I have some time, maybe play some Cyberpunk. I did play a little bit off stream, and finally got my romance scene with Pan Am. That was fun. And honestly, just overall, that story arc's been really fun. I like that character a lot, and in the more cute way than hot way, it's sweet that like always, it's really always fun when you can feel like very connected to the characters and feel like they're friends. So definitely Cyberpunk, definitely has its issues, but for that, in that realm, it's definitely really fun and really, really cool. Eventually, I'd like to do, maybe tomorrow, more art streams and stuff. That was cool. Brought in some new viewers doing that. And I definitely want to learn more Cinema 4D. So if not tonight or today, because I'm having some people over, or just one person over for dinner with my girlfriend, I would like to do Cinema 4D again and try and actually get better. I did a little bit off stream and I still struggled a little bit with one thing and I don't know how to fix it right now. So, but nonetheless, I think it would be really cool to do stuff like that and create online. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to kind of reintroduce myself since this will also be cut up for the YouTube video. So, what's up, everyone? Hi, I'm Ryan. So bad. No, I don't want to do it like this here. I'm just going to say hi, okay? I can never do it like this on stream. It's so weird and so... Anyways. Hey, guys. So let's go over Douglas Murray again, because the last time I checked up on this guy, he was trying to talk about how much he... or how much he wanted to apologize basically for the South, which is funny since he's British. Kind of makes sense since the Brits did in fact help the South back in the day, but doing some apologia he did last for Jim Crow era statues, and wanted to bring up that their leftists are just erasing culture for no reason other than just to erase culture. Very pseudoscience-y. And looking up on this lovely gent, he's known for some conspiracy and also part of the oh so lovely intellectual dark web. But here he's going to be covering why President Biden must unify the USA or face catastrophe. I'm really curious to see what he says here, because there's honestly a lot of the unity thing that Biden ran on is honestly not where he should have been running, because they don't want to unify, and they don't, more or less, not all, know what that would mean, right? They don't want any losses with unity. They want it to all be theirs. A lot of people do. And we'll talk about that. I don't think anyone should be spared any quarter. The unity kind of stuff has gone out the window. I want a better country now and going forward, and that does not mean settling. I'm sorry. So, anyways.
Well, we often hear that the United States of America is a divided country. Has always sounded like an understatement compared to what we have going on right now. You know, Joe Biden has talked a fair amount in recent weeks about the importance of unifying the country.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify.
It has to be said that there was more of that rhetoric at the time, that it seemed like the Republicans might hold on to the Senate. That isn't the case now. The Democrats have a clean sweep. They've got Congress, the Senate, they've got the White House.
Biden has for sure stayed on that rhetoric. I believe they even had a, what holiday was it recently? Where they like had a unity theme lawn decorations or whatever. So I'm sure, you know what, it's very possible that they were going for unity. And I'm sure like all this rhetoric's way more out there and being propagated during election. So, I mean, I won't deny him here. But it's still ongoing. That's been a part of his rhetoric.
And it is noticeable that in recent days there has been more divisive talk, not just from Joe Biden, but from the leadership of the Democratic Party, than talk of unity. We've seen Nancy Pelosi and other senior Democrats attempt a second impeachment of Donald Trump.
Okay. First off, mentioning Nancy Pelosi in this regard is pretty funny, since she herself came out saying that we need a strong Republican Party, and we don't. We already have a strong conservative party, and that is the libs. It's the liberals. So no, we don't need more of that. Now, going on to an impeachment, yeah, and these things do not have anything to do with one another. Okay, you can still, by unity, mind you, first and foremost, we mean the people, right? Then we can talk senators and whatnot like that, since they represent the people. But we want to bring the people back together. Now, mind you, will an impeachment bring people back together? No. However, majority of this country is in agreement that they did not want Trump, and they did want him punished and impeached. This has nothing to do with the nation's unity. While Trump has become a monolith and symbol of the Republican Party, he is still not the Republican Party. Conflating him this way is only furthering that rhetoric and that idea. And yeah, like, there's no reason for this. Like, it's not, sorry, what I mean by that is not the unity, or what unity would mean for a voter. Unity would hopefully mean not getting rid of your God King, but hearing those American voices that need to be heard and should be taken seriously. The working class and poor Americans, who are mostly Democrat, mind you, but those that are Republicans in more rural areas also do need to be heard, because their worlds are being altered by corporations that are on their last legs and trying to always find something new. Unity is not about impeaching the guy that you voted for. Let's get out of this mindset. There's a great TikTok on this about, like, a woman saying, all those who voted for Biden, all those Biden fans, why aren't you guys making TikToks and YouTube videos and stuff and being proud of your president? And it's like, because we're not his fans. And yeah, we shouldn't be for Trump. We shouldn't be for Biden. They are elected officials. They work for us, not the other way around, right? We get so lost in this idea of, like, cult leadership and the idea of leadership in general. Bernie's brought this up very well, like, talking about why people call him Bernie, right? Because in the end, he's just another guy that the others decided that he should work for them. Okay? That is all the elected position is for. Obviously, though, in this American government, it means so much more. I mean, it means dynasties. It means power and connection to companies. Look at Nancy Pelosi, whose father was in politics. I believe a senator as well. I gotta check on that. But we do not need this worship of it. And that stops and starts with holding people accountable. Okay? And holding people accountable is not about unity. It is about justice being blind, right? With the cloth over her eyes. Fuck this. This is a very stupid argument.
We have seen Joe Biden make some really quite astonishing pronouncements. He issued a video last week in which he talked about the importance of helping American business owners, small businesses that have been suffering through the coronavirus crisis. And he said that his administration had great sympathy for small business owners who had been suffering in the last year. But, and this is what he said,
our priority will be Black, Latino, Asian, and Native American-owned small businesses, women-owned businesses.
And this is very, very interesting. because this is an echo of the rhetoric you hear from the radical left of Joe Biden's party, which divides up America, like everything else in the world, along ethnic and racial and gender, sex.
So he likes to go into identity politics a lot, or what he's saying that leftists, just the radical left, only do these things because it's kind of, they love to pull this kind of like we're not the racist ones, they're the ones who always bring race up into things, or we're just talking about class, when in fact they're not. And another thing to be wary about is class reductionism. And we'll get into that, right? So what is class reductionism? Class reductionism, or a class reductionist, is especially, and this does happen with leftists, often tankies or authoritarian leftists, or people with more authoritarian leanings in leftism, is you have class reductionists. Class reductionist is when you boil everything down to class, which a lot of it is, right? Social, economic, and saying, well, if we just fixed these class issues, there wouldn't be any race issues anymore. There wouldn't be any gender issues anymore. But that, we know that's not true because of A, racism exists, and B, the already socioeconomic structures that have been built around capitalism that affects class and race. So when he's going into this, right? Now, Biden might very well, I mean, if they fully do, I'm curious to see what prioritizing these businesses would be. But if this is the case and they actually do follow through with it in a smart way, then good. What it means, though, is that how class and how class and race and gender intersect, or what they call intersectionality, which we might, you hear in college classes, and you hear from some woke lefty types, often talking about intersectionality. And intersectionality meaning that these sections of class intersect with race and gender, such as a larger percentage of black people are poorer as well. And a lot of people that are LGBTQ, IA, or let's say intersectionality between class and trans issues, right? So if you're lower class and transgender, you're much more likely to be, a lot of this is, by the way, affected by class, because one thing that gets you decent in America, right? You can be swarmed around plenty of racist people, still be black, but you're rich. So you're definitely going to be treated different, probably better. That doesn't, however, discount the fact that you are still black in America, which, while being very wealthy, will help put away a lot of that. You're still, not put away, but dampen. You still have to worry about the common everyday racism from randoms, as well as systemic structures. You're able to generally bypass a little bit more of the structures, such as policing or things like that, if you're famous and wealthy and black. Still worse than if you're white, but there are aspects of your life that you can get around generally a little bit easier than more other black people. However, because of socioeconomic issues, because of redlining black and brown people outside of communities, such as why you have Trader Joe's in generally the wealthier neighborhoods, which is really frustrating when they have some of the healthier and better food for you at cheaper prices. But of course, those are only in the more expensive parts of town, right? And this is how places are economically gentrified. Also, for a very long time, and I believe probably still now, black people were just not given the ability to take out loans for this better housing. And we know through plenty of research that if you have a black sounding name, quote unquote, or characteristics that might show that you're black on applications, at least in college and work, we can tell that they are far less likely to be picked. These are these types of issues that are both legal and cultural, and a lot of legal stuff is based off of culture, right? If you take an anthropology 101 course, you often talk about what's the difference between culture and society, and you end up leaving that class with no real direct answer, because they are both the same thing, affecting one another, right? Laws affect culture, and culture affects laws. So these things are what they call socioeconomic. They can't just be undone by just doing laws, and you don't want to do just a law like affirmative action, which does help, but there are issues with it, right? Where you're basically making it hiring black people or whatnot like as a quota, or what it's more supposed to be like, and is more or less effective at doing, is if you have two people with matching resumes and they're both equally qualified for the job, but one's black, one's white, then you should take the black person, because they are less likely to be able to get a job because of the color of their skin and the race or ethnicity, right? That white guy is probably going to be able to find another job very soon. Okay, that is what affirmative action is supposed to be when it works properly. However, we also know that people are at the end of that, right? So when they're talking about getting money to black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, well, women have had a lot longer of a time outside of being able to actually even have checking accounts. I believe that even changed in the 60s, I think, or 70s. Women couldn't even have checking accounts. So money being saved and then given on an inheritance and so forth, has had far less time to be able to accumulate, or less time to be taught to save and invest. Basically, and this is where, white male privilege comes from, right? Is that white men have had this advantage and been learning this stuff for a lot longer, and we're the makers of this system. And that's why it benefits people like me over so many others. So, does that mean people that are white that own small businesses can't be poor? No, obviously they can be. You're just more likely to if you're black. You're more likely to make less money if you're a woman. So yeah, when these businesses come up that you want to save, of course you want to prioritize them, because they get the less attention. They have less safety guards. They've been discriminated against at every turn in general, and it is harder for them to succeed just because of socioeconomic issues. Is it a bit of a virtue signal? Probably a bit. I'm curious to see how this would implement. You do need to implement it smartly, absolutely. It needs to be done in a way that can be, I don't want to say completely equal, because then you aren't assisting those groups, but equitable in a way that other groups can still support their business, but also you can give additional safety nets towards these black and brown businesses, women-owned businesses, LGBTQIA plus businesses, which definitely need it. These places are needed, especially right now. We don't need any larger businesses right now in New York coming in, and we need more places that are like in Harlem, which is a black, more or less black neighborhood with black and Mexican, black and Hispanic, not Mexican, but Hispanic in general, neighborhood. So we need more of those businesses, and especially now, because otherwise we lose the culture. We'll be able to seep out, and people that are have had a stronger safety net because of the system benefiting them just a little bit more, then yeah, promote that, because we don't want the culture being sucked out of these neighborhoods. You know, not every place is like that. If you live in the suburbs, you probably haven't seen it as much. But when you live in a city like this, they are so, like, the neighborhoods are so culturally distinct. And I don't want that to be gone. And so, yeah, you do need to do that. Same thing for Portland as well. There, and New York, there's a lot of places that are just LGBTQIA+. Excuse me. You know, like Stonewall. And a lot of places like that, a lot of black-owned businesses in Harlem. These things, it's not saying that they're not, I mean, first off, they're not saying that they aren't looking at still spending money and supporting other businesses. But yeah, these people do need to be looked out after for, because they've been done wrong by the system. They, not only that, are getting hit harder than white people are because of COVID. And by white people, excuse me, I mean white males, because obviously they brought in women in this this proposal here, what they were talking about, of all races and ethnicities. But black people were hit harder. Women make, on average, less money and are more educated, which also means they're generally more of those people with school loans. So, yeah, no, I don't see the issue here. Like, these people need it more. So are we just, when black people are being affected by COVID more because of systemic issues in healthcare, such as a lot of doctors thinking that the pain range is different for black people, that black people get sick less, because these things have been pervasive within medicine, which is gross. But these things affect how people, and there are already so many poor black Americans that also can't get insurance, right? So yeah, these, and already very hard for them to get loans. So yeah, we do need to help these people out more. We do need to help other people of other ethnicities and women who have all been affected by these things more so than a white guy who started a business all on his own. And you know what? He worked really hard, and that's fine. He did, I'm sure. The whole thing talking about intersectionality or privilege has nothing to do with that you did not, you personally work hard. You can still work your ass off and worked so fucking hard to get where you're at, like I have. However, that doesn't mean while you're running on a treadmill like this, that while you might be killing it and sweating, that doesn't mean that someone else running on the same treadmill next to you, except it's on a 45-degree incline, doesn't mean that they might not need a little bit of extra help because they running the same speed. The incline's just set a bit differently for them. Okay? So anyways, back to it.
Lines. That isn't the language of unity. It is the language of division. America at the moment does not need its new president to be dividing the country up along ethnic lines and talking about who it should be prioritizing along ethnic or sex lines. It needs a president to do what Joe Biden has said in the past that he would do, which is to unite the country. The great worry in America has always been the growing division, the growing echo chambers, among other things. What we see isn't just a difference of opinion between left and right, Democrat and Republican, over their interpretation of events, but increasingly a disagreement over events, over what they've seen. Significant numbers of Democrats believe that Donald Trump wasn't legitimately elected in 2016. They tried for years, senior Democrats, to prove, and didn't prove, that there'd been Russian meddling or hacking of the election.
Is known fact proven that the Russians did in fact meddle in the 2016 election. The Republican Senate inquiry also has acknowledged this. And they will do that in Senate form and then go outside and talk shit about it. Now, there's some important parts to this. Many people in the Trump campaign did talk with Russian assets. It's very concerning. And it would seem that many of them were talking on his behalf, trying to get votes or power or exchange of some sorts. There was no direct contact with Trump. And let's be real. Vladimir Putin, Prime Minister and dictator of Russia, de facto dictator, had preferences towards Trump, absolutely. However, more so than that, what they've cared more for than anything, and where libs have fucked up, is that they just want chaos. They want us to distrust the system more and more, which makes people not vote, which makes it easier for them to weasel their way in, get money, get paid for things, and break down our democracy. They do it with actual hacking into voting systems and registries. One of the easiest ways. Actually, there's a great film on this called Kill Chain on HBO. You should definitely watch it, especially if you have HBO Max. It's on there for sure. I think it's in HBO, one of the other ones as well, under their documentaries. It's called Kill Chain, and it's talking about how easy it is to hack this type of stuff. But one of the easiest ways is to switch around voting registration information, and then they can't vote. So things like that, actual changing poll numbers, yada, yada. But what happens to be the thing that they do the most, which they, as in the IRA, the Internet Research Association company, I thought it was, but it's not IRC, but it's the IRA Russia. I believe it's Internet Research Agency, I think, yeah. Which is a little bit of a psyop that is literally their job is to make meme accounts. And that's both like black Twitter meme accounts, liberal leftist meme accounts, conservative, like Proud Boy, like anything. And they'll leave some dead for a while, come back to them, do whatever. But they are feeding all sides of the aisle. And so Hassan talks about this quite a bit. Hassanabi, he'll bring up that, like, yes, Russiagate was a thing, but libs get on it and talk about it. What about Russiagate? What about this? What about that? Or like he's in the back pocket of Putin, which, you know, I've been on that train. I've been there. There's obviously some dealings with Putin and in Russia. I mean, between the conversations and him building that Trump building there, we didn't get a ton of evidence. However, the biggest thing that we do know is that A, he tried to obstruct, and B, there was absolutely Russian meddling within our elections and continuing so till this day in our current culture and political sphere, and just all sorts. They're trying to get their skill is digital warfare. And we should be worried about it and cognizant of it. So anytime that someone brings up Russiagate or whatever and dismisses it, go with, yes, libs were stupid and they're clinging on to it too much. However, Russian meddling has been confirmed by a Republican Senate intel inquiry, and just about everyone and all the three-letter agencies, which fuck them, but it's been by everyone and is known fact. So just say, yep, libs overreacted about a lot of it. However, it is proven without a doubt that it has happened, and that all of us, libs, leftists, conservatives, Republicans, whatever you want to go by, need to be careful and need to get off things like Facebook and get our families members off of Facebook, our grandparents, right? I know my grandfather is going crazy on all the Facebook bullshit that he reads, and I need to really talk to him about it. But him, others, they don't understand meme culture like we do. We can look at, like, this came up in a great podcast, which is QAnon Anonymous, where they make fun of QAnon stuff and talk about the news about it. But it was talking about, like, someone seeing a meme that they were like swore that was actual video footage or whatever of Hillary Clinton eating babies, when it was probably literally, let's be real, poorly photoshopped bullshit that they saw, and they were like, yep, that's all I needed to see, because they're just looking for something to confirm their biases right now. And if that means seeing like crazy looking Hillary Clinton that is eating babies or whatever, they're going to believe it. And this is how the IRA and the other organizations in Russia that are doing this type of bullshit, how they disrupt. They'll even often post harmless memes, very harmless, maybe a little chuckle worthy, and then start importing more and more little racy stuff or radical stuff. And then they have people charged and excited. This is where we need to be careful. Dismissing this completely is more than just irresponsible. This is honestly not working with Russia, but like working so much against the common people by just saying that this is a flat out lie. Like, this is so against everyone's interests. We need to recognize that we're all susceptible to this, and not just from Russia. Like, you can take away that part from it too. Just focus on the fact that because we've been doing this type of bullshit all over, and now we're susceptible of it because more of the internet. We need to be cognizant of where we get our digital media diet. We need to inform other people how they get their news media and digital media diet. And we need to treat it seriously, because it's not just Russia, it's everyone. And we have giant targets on our backs in the US. So
much more. So they didn't believe that Donald Trump was legitimate president. The latest polls show the majority of Trump voters from November 2020 still don't believe that Joe Biden was legitimately elected in a free and fair election. This is a very important issue for the world's foremost democracy, the most powerful, richest democracy in the world, to be stuck in. So the most important thing, I think, in a way, practically, outside of foreign policy, would be to ensure that whatever happens in the next presidential election, indeed in the midterms, that both sides agree on the result. Otherwise, what we see in America is two groups, not just with different interpretations of events, but with different beliefs, different realities. They will continue to dig down in these. And of course, America has the most heavily armed citizenry of any country in the world. It has a Second Amendment. It is a country which has to find a way to unify. It has to find a way to reach across the divides that exist, because the digging down that we have seen in recent years from both sides of the political aisle is something that could yet lead to an absolute catastrophe.
We have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans.
I think perhaps number one policy to look out for in the Biden administration will be, what is the new administration's attitude towards China? Joe Biden, over the many decades of his political career, has been keen on doing business with China. He indeed was one of the leading senators who was involved with some of the trade deals, which the Trump administration, among others, said massively disadvantaged American workers.
China is taking advantage of this country like nobody has ever taken advantage of the United States.
All right, let's be clear here. So, first off, do we need to reach across the aisle on things? Yes and no. One, we do need to be pragmatic, and not with conservatives. If there's something that they actually have, if you were conservative friend, which they don't. You have a conservative friend, and they're like, well, we want President Trump in or these Republicans in office. And then you ask them why. And what do they say? School choice, or what's another popular one? They're not going to spend as much money, less welfare state, which is also stupid. I've gotten into that before, and we can continue to chat on another time. But what is it? If you press them on it enough, they will have no real policy answer. And this is why I needed to talk with some other friends about this, because they're not interested in politics. They're interested in games and sports. The people that we need to be working with pragmatically are the libs. They're the ones that are actually at least trying to make some change. And I mean that by the voters and some of the senators and representatives. That does not mean, though, we let them walk all over us and say, well, it'll be a couple years, or it's not, we got to be smart about it, right? The minimum wage thing isn't all of Joe Biden's in his purview. That doesn't mean that we don't need him out there whipping for it, right? But we can also make concessions. Okay, well, what is a concession in regards to libs versus leftists here? Okay, well, we can take, how about wiping all debt away, but not necessarily free college just yet? Although, that's a big one. We definitely need to rein in college, right? Or how about a public option for healthcare rather than all socialized? A public option being that there would be at least some public option that you can just go into, which, by the way, quote unquote, the ACA or Obamacare is not that. All Obamacare does is make sure that you can, it will find you cheaper, which is not that cheap still, insurance that you can get with your range and pay into. And because of that, then they can subsidize these plans because everyone is paying. That is why they had it so that if you're not using it, then you have to you take a tax hit, right? So these are the concessions to be made. This is where we reach across the aisle, not with well, I was going to say mask mandates, but well, yeah, not with mask mandates. Not saying that you have to wear it at all times, but like, we're not going to reach across the aisle on saying, saying that masks have to be done or that lockdowns have to be done. Like, no, because now there are ways around this and things that are actually legislatively that can be done. And we should. I mean, in different ways to do it, right? But nothing at all, no action at all is not acceptable right now, right? The other is like gun control. This is actually something that we could have concessions on. However, it needs to be wise and smart. And honestly, we've already kind of gone in with concessions already in hand, and they're not being accepted because no one is talking about taking away guns. No one. I think Joe, or was it Beto O'Rourke? Who was it that said, yeah, I'm going to take your guns away? Like, because, I don't know, there's an expression you might have heard, you go far left enough, you get your guns back. There is point to a well-armed proletariat. However, we do recognize and can recognize that there's a lot of people with mental health issues, and that more people with guns does not necessarily mean more safe. More often than not, it means not. Okay? So psych checks, things like this, less weapons made for killing and fighting, like fully automatic weapons or modifications to weapons to make them shoot more and faster. These are concessions that we've already gone in with, basically concessions. It is not removing control of guns. It is, or you know what, we can just say, because we went in with this, it's not a concession. And it is not something that we should concede on. But we can go in on other things, or we can have our gun control but not have it be so limiting, and it shouldn't be, that it's a detriment. But Republicans don't care about that. They just care about the virtue signal and getting NRA their money, because that's who really cares about it. And the gun lobby, which the NRA is a part of, right? There are concessions that we can make, like I said, towards a better welfare state, better college, and better healthcare. There's not much we can make in the form of concessions towards climate change, except for years of like how long you like need to be cutting back by with fossil fuels, and then subsidize the fuck out of other industries in regards to clean energy and finding new solutions, creating more jobs. That's where we can make concessions. But all the other options that have been brought up to us, there are none, because most Trump supporters are not fighting for anything. Ollie. They're not fighting for anything. They're just fighting for someone. And I've seen this with friends of mine. It's very infuriating to me. I just want them to be able to make some like argument. And one friend I haven't even been able to talk to really since, and I know that they don't really have any policy position because they've never been interested in politics, but they are interested enough in Trump. And that's where we are. And that's why we cannot give these people any room. We can work to bring them back and argue with the libs.
The Trump administration did something very unusual in the last few decades. It saw China not as a competitor, but as an unfair competitor. That it was undercutting the American workers. It was, as a result, able to take business away unfairly to its own country. And we should remember that China, run by the Chinese Communist Party, is accused, among other things, of running factories that undercut foreign workers that are actually in China manned by unpaid and indeed slave labor. So this...
Okay, so, yeah, no, I agree. Actually, let me take that back. Because, I don't want any country to go. I want all the best for the Chinese people. I want all the best for the American people. To a degree, there is some sense of nationalism that you should keep up in regards to keeping work here in this country, because we need first fiat money, resources to be allocated. Excuse me. We need resources allocated for people here, and we need to take care of them. They are part of our group, and so we should take care of them, right? We should make sure that people have functions in society that are worthwhile to them, that they can go back to their families and pay for food. This shit does happen in China. That is because they are working with the US, or more so, U.S. corporations, because U.S. corporations are the ones that are profiting off of this. And it's going to continue, and it should be sanctioned. Even if we pulled out there completely, they would find more places to sell to, other countries, at very low rates. But that's where we need to sanction them, and anything that comes in from there, and that's how we can do it, by the way. Not banning everything, highly sanctioned tariff, which, you know, Trump did in a very poor and shitty way. Last time he's affected farmers and crops, money even like coming in, but it was from our own stuff because it affected our own workers. We want to put tariffs on imports of, you know, Chinese, not Chinese material, but China product that is being made in China, like T-shirts and stuff like this, clothes that are then sold by American companies or European companies that, or whomever, but being sold primarily in America. we need to focus on getting our work back here. And to everyone that's saying these higher taxes are going to move companies out, well, they're already going out. And there is evidence to show, I got to pull this up later, but to show that higher taxes do not actually get these large groups to leave. No, but they're already going to do it anyways because they can get a cheaper dollar. So that's why so many of their headquarters are here, though, still. But if they can get their product made elsewhere, so much of Chevy cars and Fords are made elsewhere, yet Mercedes, it's cheaper for them to make it here. And it actually provides decent jobs for Americans, which is really sad when it comes to the American companies can't. And that's really what it comes down to. We can blame China, and some of this is policy, but being friendly or opening up, mind you, we shouldn't be completely friendly with China. They do a lot of horrific or human rights abuses. However, just like us, we are absolutely great at doing human rights violations by killing, putting people in encampments, hysterectomies on people that were crossing the border without their permission, then doing hysterectomies. Yeah, we do pretty much all the same shit that China does. So we got to take care of our own shit. And yeah, we should sanction them on that. But there's so much more going into this than just, oh, well, we're nice to China or opening up relations. We should open up relations so that we can all better ourselves on this. We should not just ignore China because they will grow and they will be bigger than us economically. So
this is a massive human rights as well as a geostrategic and indeed an American economic issue. Donald Trump and his Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo in particular, made a huge issue of this.
We want every nation to work together to push back against the Chinese Communist Party's efforts in every dimension that I described to you today.
Also, just a reminder that China is not, like, they'll call themselves communists, and yeah, there's aesthetics there for that, but they're state capitalists. So, but also remember, we're also dealing with an uptick of Asian American, not Asian American violence, but violence on and towards Asian Americans and non-Asian Americans, but Asians in this country. And by that, I mean the U.S. And that's probably happening all over as well. But a big part of that, by that, I mean globally. A large part of that, though, was because of Trump and his, like, needing to distract, calling it the China virus or all of this. This has provided so much xenophobia, which is a fancy term for prejudice against Chinese people. Xenophobia throughout this country. It's harmed this country. And they weren't really that tough on China. They were just annoying on China. And he liked to use China as an excuse. And yet, not much has really changed in that. They've not really been very tough on China in the right senses. Brought up the Uyghur camps. That's important. We should talk more about that. Leftists also need to stop doing apologia for that. I see it mostly being tankies, but I see a lot of tankies. Then a lot of people saying that it's just a CIA op. There is information that truly does not seem to correlate with that idea. But that same information doesn't take away from the fact that America's involved in this same bullshit that the Trump administration criticized China for. And we are no better than them. Should we sanction, tell them not to, sanction, tell them, what we expect of a country that we work with, while at the same time fixing our own shit, because we're doing the same thing and we're leading by example.
The question now is whether the Biden administration attaches all, as it were, CCP, that's Chinese Communist Party hostile policies, ties them so much with the Trump administration that it decides that it will just simply reverse all of that and run away from that. I think a lot of people would see that as a mistake. It would be a case of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. But as the American economy and all other economies in the world try to dig ourselves out of the hole that was caused by the coronavirus that emanated from China last year, the attitude of the American president towards China,
the fact that it came from there really has no bearing on this. He's just saying it to dog whistle. It has no bearing. Yeah, SARS viruses have historically come out of China. A lot of reasons for that. A big part of it being population. But these viruses and diseases can come out of anywhere. So let's quit assigning blame for something that is so stupid to assign blame for. Let's just fix the fucking problem.
Towards trade with China, human rights attitudes towards China, and much more is going to be perhaps the issue of the absolutely utmost significance.
I don't know how he is necessarily walking back from everything with China. We should, though, be making, like I mentioned, we need open dialogue. A lot of people may not like that. China's done a lot of fucked up shit. They deserve to be reprimanded. They deserve to have tariffs on their products coming in, sanctions. And the U.S. needs to very much advance and try to investigate and pressure into investigating the Uyghur Muslim issue, a potential genocide that is happening that needs to be investigated more. At the same time, while the U.S. is fucking destroying the camps at the southern border, making sure those people that are there have a place to live and our families are connected. Because how this is going is right now, like I said, what goes on with China, we want more jobs here that make it so that these people can be educated and have decent jobs and sanction anyone that wants to outsource. And then, you know what? Which evidence shows to the contrary, but if taxes make them go away, then good, fuck them. We don't need them. Innovation will come anyways. So that's what I got to mainly say on that aspect of where we're at with jobs in America and in regards to China. We need to lead by example. We need to have open dialogue. Out of that, though, where he was going on to identity politics and saying that that won't unify Americans, bro, this isn't, those are Americans. Those are the people that have not and have historically not been able to be successful because of these socioeconomic factors that I brought up earlier in this video. That doesn't mean that everyone else gets left behind. They said who gets prioritized with good reason. We know black people have been affected more economically and health-wise in the COVID-19 pandemic. We know women make less money and are more educated, meaning that they, or if I said less, I meant more educated, which means that they also have more loans. That's not right. That's why these people do need to be prioritized. Him trying to bring this to identity politics without recognizing the reason, the meat and potatoes of why they bring up identity politics is just virtue signaling. He's just bringing up, look, they don't care about you. They only care about the black and brown people, only the women, only the LGBTQIA+, only, which they wouldn't say that. They'd say only the gays or the trans people, and they'd probably say it in a worse way than I just did right there. They'd say these things because that's what their identity politics is, flipping the actual important identity politics that has substance to it, that has data and decades of research showing why these things and things like COVID-19 affect Black people more, and why these groups are these marginalized groups are more so affected, and why they do need an extra hand up, why their treadmill is at a 45 degrees while someone like me, mine is at a level playing field. Okay, he just glosses over that because he doesn't want you to think about that, because he wants you to feel like the victim. He wants you, sad little white lonely boy Brad, who can't go out and meet anybody because you're awkward, which is fine, because you're sexually frustrated, because COVID-19 has you frustrated. But all these other people get to go out there and they get their help, but where's yours? Where's Brad's? That's what he's trying to do. Trying to make you feel like you're being left out when you're not. People that look like me, you're not. Not necessarily even people that look like me. People who look like and identify like me, who are subject to the same socioeconomic situations. I've said as much as I can say on this. This is more, it's not even, he didn't even go into pseudoscience bullshit. He just went into basically id poll, identity politics, but more on the conservative end, making you try to feel sorry for yourself, and that like others are not watching out after you. And stupid. Anyways, we're going to go off to gaming now. Hi, whoever's in chat. I see a couple people in there. I don't know if you guys are in YouTube chat. Always feel welcome to say hi. I am multi-streaming right now, and I can see chat for both, and both chats should pop up. So if you want to say hi, I'm about to go play some Valorant. I'm going to pop up my green screen real quick and get this set up. I'll be back in like 3 minutes max here. I'm starting it up right now. Cool. All right, thanks for waiting up, guys. All right, I'm going in rough. I was gonna do some aim lab, but to work on my, but I think I'm just gonna do some spike rushes for a warm up, or some deathmatch or whatever. You're welcome for what, Andy? Oh, thank you. Good. Okay, just updated the stream. Oh, what's up? I see you still here, Ranch. Thanks for being in here, guys. Thanks for more. Okay. So now you get to watch me fail miserably right now. So, I'm good. I kind of want to keep this music on though, too. I do like this song. I'm gonna keep some music playing. What's up, people?
Nothing.
Spike rush.
However pretty their lies are, they're just sucking my city dry.
All right, please. How's life been, Extra Ranch? I'm just gonna call you Extra or Ranch. Extra is pretty good, I think. Oh, that was bad. I knew it was coming too.
Last player standing.
Their Sova will see what I want him to see.
And how about you, Andrew? How's Oregon been? How have you been?
I've got you, bruv.
Get out of my way!
And lamps?
Too slow.
Cage trigger.
Oh. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, we're getting a little bit warmer up here now too, which is so very nice. Also, Ranch, I'm not the best player, but I'm definitely better than this. I definitely needed the warm up.
Decoy.
Last round in the half.
The dimensional fabric here is thin. I'll tear through.
Let's go.
What up? Can you hear me, Nick?
Hello? Hello?
Yep.
What up, brother?
Not much. Doing a bit of a spike rush. Streaming.
Yeah. Man, this is such an addicting game, I'll tell you that.
Sucks that what?
This is such an addicting game.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the
Switching sides.
Fuck, I can't even talk and play this game.
Go ahead and try.
Oh, fuck me in the butt.
This is a nice spot. That goes there. Yes, this should do.
Oh shit.
I've got your
the
trail.
first person
Looks like hookah.
shooters are just awesome.
It's what?
I haven't like really played any good first person shooters at all, honestly, besides this game.
Yeah. No, I get. Well, you're getting into it. You're doing well. No, how am I gonna? Oh, hold on. Might just,
Well, how's everything in New York?
give me one sec. It's going well. It's sorry, I'm just because I'm streaming. I'm trying to change my push to talk command.
Last player standing.
For
One enemy remaining.
for teams.
Match point.
Okay, I'm there. Sorry about that. It's been good. The weather, I was actually just gonna be telling my buddy Andy here. It's finally getting nice out, or nicer after all the snow. How about Callie?
Oh,
Rotating over. How's the sun in Oregon right now? Is it still pretty mild?
Hello? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Oh.
I'm gonna go through hookah. Or not.
30 seconds left.
The hunt begins.
They must be on their way to. Oh. Yep, planning.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted. Last player standing.
My ultimate is ready. Spike the cube.
Cold weather, but warm. Nice combo to just sit outside. That is nice. Have some drinks outside. Warm up.
This goes here.
I hope you've been enjoying like sitting outside in your new place
how
too.
is Valheim?
How's what?
Valheim.
Dude, it is a lot of fun. I'm already pretty into it. I'll definitely invite you to the server.
Yeah, I still gotta buy it.
It's definitely worth it for 20 bucks though. It's pretty cool what you can do. I'm still early on in the game. I'm just gonna keep you on automatic. I'll let you know if I'm talking to chat, by the way.
Oh, sorry, say again.
I said I'd put you back on automatic. I'll let you just know if I'm talking to chat, by the way.
Last player standing.
Okay.
Rotating.
Spike planted.
All right, GG's.
Attackers win.
Oh, I'm only Iron 3 right now. I did go up to bronze and then I lost it pretty quick. But I'm more or less going to be probably back into bronze here soon once I start playing. I just haven't been able to play a lot of ranks and I don't want to, yeah. No, we can always do unrated though. I play with, I mean, yeah, we can always do unrated though. Like, by the way, I'm talking to chat right now, Nick.
Oh.
I play with,
yeah. All right, go ahead. You're fine.
You remember, I don't know if you know Prez or not, but he was always like Golden Diamond and we were always playing in that. So like I've played with a lot of people that are generally higher than me, so I'm generally a little bit more decent when I'm playing actually in my own league, but just because of time and not enough warm up and I'm not playing as regularly, it's definitely hard to just like get into any rated match with like and actually play decently, because if I don't have enough time to practice and do enough unrateds, then you know. And you're still in your spike rush, Nick. Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost done. We're probably gonna lose, so I'll just throw. Fuck it.
You're good, man. Just finish it. I don't mind waiting. No, yeah, Ranch. Iron is like so annoying to get out of too, because also like then you have also so many Smurfs coming through as well.
A lot of Smurfs, yeah.
Yeah, does not help. But no, Valheim's definitely a lot of fun. I can invite you to the server. It can do up to 10 people. And you should also be able to come and go once you're in there as well. It's definitely fun to use to chat with people with, because you can be a little bit more chill. And I just invited my other friend, and then we just like upgraded our house that we made from scratch for him to come in. So it was, it's pretty cool. Like most of what I've done has been hunting and getting a bow and trying to stay out of the water. I definitely wanted to play today because I want to get try to get some of these other parts of the act done. I kind of want to get to at least tier 33, which is a dope little like samurai gun buddy. The Guardian's pretty cool too, but
holy shit, that was a good play.
I am trying to get a little bit better with Yoru now, but I am not a duelist by nature, so but I might do some of that in spikes or some unrateds. Alright. I'll do a quick death match while you're doing that.
Copy.
Well, wait, are you guys on the last round though? I'll just wait.
Well, we keep winning, and now it's just... Okay, never mind. We're probably going to lose this one.
Okay,
so.
I'll just wait then. You've been able to... Did I add you, Ranch? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. You're not online right now or anything, are you?
Am I online?
No,
yeah.
no. Again,
Oh,
talking
no,
to chat.
not on
Talking to
Discord.
chat.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine. I need to find if I'm gonna... Oh, you know what? That's what I can do. That's right. Let me see. That'll make it easier to do party chat.
Alright, we're done.
Okay, dope.
Defenders win.
Okay, Sat Ranch. Okay, what was it? Oh yeah.
All right.
One sec.
Oh. Oh, it's only 2:30 here. I'm like already tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was up a little late writing this paper.
Yeah.
And I finished it, and I probably will get an A, maybe. On this one. Got an A in the last one.
Nice.
Not that it really matters. It's for art humanities.
Gotcha.
Which I actually really enjoyed that course. It's really fun. Like, it's a relaxing course. Like, it's not that difficult, but it's just...
I've definitely been having a hard time keeping up with my reading and art hum and stuff. Like, I had a progress conversation that didn't go super well. And,
got it.
She's like, yeah, and I told her why I was like a little nervous because I could do the other part fine when I did a paper on it. And I'm like, I felt a little better about that, but like recalling the stuff, like getting it all in my head, it's tough right now when I have that and a whole bunch of other readings and trying to keep up on Spanish. And Spanish right now is like my worst grade that it's been before. Which I've normally been able to at least come back from it, always generally to a B or B plus. I hope to do the same here. I think I'm gonna make it pass fail. I gotta talk to them about that. Sooner than later, but it's definitely been a harder one. I've taken on a lot more this semester, so that's a big part of it. But yeah, no, I think as long as I make that pass fail and just my other plan is just to like study a couple hours every day throughout this which I did a little bit today, but I need to do more and more tomorrow and stuff and throughout this week. And then just get up as much as I can on the readings and be quicker. I always forget, like, I need to just skim and get all the important bits. Because the art hum, like, the progress conversation was fine. It's just, like, a lot about, like, Indian history and all this other stuff that I don't know as much. I don't know the geography. It made it difficult.
I thought you were taking the Western art.
No, I'm actually, I'm going to switch to push to talk. I'm just going to test something.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
How about now? Okay, cool. I just switched it instead of to my keyboard. It's on a mouse control now, so now it's a little bit easier. Okay, cool. Let's get playing. Do we just want to do an unrated?
Yeah, or we can try rated to make it
I might need
more risky.
Yeah, but I want to
warm more practice, right? All right.
But yeah, no, it's been stressful. The newspaper stuff and like that and trying to keep up with classes and then like a video art class. I don't know. It's the spec stuff definitely adds a lot. I'm like in meetings like every day, if not every other.
Damn, I don't know. Spectator was that time consuming.
What's up, people? It can be. If you're up in the higher levels of it, it is. They expect lower levels to at least be doing like 8 hours a week, but I'm highly involved because I'm making a new section. So it adds a lot to that. It makes it pretty difficult. And yeah, trying to bring in ad opportunities and doing stuff like that. I'm on the line pretty fucking regularly. I should have actually done with your... Well, no, we have 2. I didn't want to overdo it on duelists. That's my only issue. Been trying to do like Yoru. The last time I did it was like 4 duelists. Like, thanks, guys.
Oh man, we should try to play What's the other game?
League.
Oh my god, I'm blanking out.
League.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely down. I just need to practice. I've done a little bit in the practice area, but like
it's not as intuitive as this game. It's like a lot to learn, kind of like Dota. I
Yeah.
can't imagine ever trying into Dota. They made the game so goddamn.
I just
difficult.
switched
Like,
my
it's
key
such a-
setup to WASD on there to move the map because I hated the fact that it was on arrow keys and like just right clicks. It just,
Oh yeah.
So I had to do that, and then I got to make sure I learn that, and then probably do quick macros on my mouse. But I can get it once I like adjust all of that. That's the one nice thing about computers and like being able to have all these macros and stuff that you're doing. Where are we going, guys?
Let's try A.
Yeah, looks like A it is.
Oh, look at that! I got the spike.
My sensitivity is 0.7.
Right.
DPI is 400. I'll make sure to put that in my my about section on Twitch. Yeah, definitely get. I could not do it at first. And my sensitivity was ridiculously high.
Cage trigger.
Oh.
It's clear down here. Get down here, Jet, when you can. Coming up.
Found them. Goodbye.
Omen right there at the back.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Yeah, my buddy Prez told me like, oh, you gotta switch that, dude. I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm moving through maple syrup. I don't know what to do. Like, and then he's like, you'll just get used to it, and then you do, and then you're like, now I get on anything else. I'm like, what the fuck is all this? Like, it's going everywhere. What did you say, dude?
Why do I have such high ping? I've never.
Holy
had
shit, that's really
this high
bad.
ping
That's
before.
really bad.
Oh wow.
You've definitely had bad, but now your voice is even slowing down.
I know.
Drive them crazy, Raze. You're good at that.
Yeah, it's at 1,000 right now.
No more charges left.
Time for a field test. I think we need the spike.
Looks like it's gone down a bit. I did not force buy. I bought a. You're saying I. Oh, you're saying I should force buy right now. Why?
I'm gonna go A.
Sage up top.
Here.
Spikes at A, guys. Rotating. I don't know why they went over there.
Watching this spot. Watching this spot.
Reloading.
I need to turn down my volume just a tad bit on this music. It's gonna get
One
distracting.
enemy remaining.
There, Sova will see what I want him to see.
Basically secure second round if you win and then win third round, or you go the fourth round too. Okay. And win third round. Yeah, that's fair. So do you always force buy on your second rounds then? Killjoy, I'm gonna come up behind you here, try and give you some defense. We could use Wind Girl if she can move over here. Okay, I need to switch this off actually. Next time we'll play with music again, but
Yeah, they're in there. I can hear them.
I know, don't. I was not there, okay? My mind, not there.
Last player standing.
No, that's I can do a little bit of music. That EDM was just like too much. I can do it like a lo-fi or something.
Wow.
That's fair. That's fair enough. Ranch.
My quiver is never full.
Wow, this lag is just killing me.
Can you give me Quanta?
I got you, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm tired. Oh, oops.
Don't be tired, be effective.
Reloading.
Finished.
Coming up behind you, Quan.
Placing sentry. Lights down.
Right, everyone regroup on A.
Placing swarm grenade.
My camera is destroyed. Cage triggered. Enemy spotted.
Heaven.
Shock dart. Found you.
Coming in through that side.
One
CT.
enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Let's move. Run.
Wow, nice.
You guys are so much better than my
Player standing.
Wow.
Oh my god.
No one beats my
That was
firepower.
so annoying. I was right outside of it. You guys want to try B? We have not even tried. Hang on. It is. We'll keep moving.
Oh, man.
Just prepare. They might see him.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
They're all up on
That was
ramps.
so bad.
Maybe that's why I said let's not go A.
Yeah, I should have probably do this.
to run.
It's all good.
I have retrieved the spike. Cage triggered.
Planting.
Cage triggered.
Could use backup over here.
I have planted the spike. Here.
Use you. They're already coming here, dude. B. We have it planted.
Caught one.
Coming from ramps.
One enemy remaining.
3 out of 5.
They're disarming.
Squash the last bug.
Damn, good job.
Thank you.
Last player standing.
Who said this wouldn't be fun? I'm having a blast.
That one had me nervous. That guy was nowhere. That one had me nervous because that guy was nowhere to be found. My, the Sova. Let's switch it up, B. How's my back after no one watching it for me? Is that what you're getting at, Andy? Gonna check mid.
Here.
I don't see anybody at vent. Ice wall up. Yeah, I'm carrying that round exactly. Thank you.
Why destroy? Cage triggered.
That was a lucky RNG.
One enemy remaining.
Cage triggered.
Flawless.
GG.
GG's, guys.
No one left to send a message. Oh well.
I'm amped. Let's go. I got things to do.
This is a good round. They're gonna ice wall up mid again. This time I'm gonna try and take it down ahead of time. If someone wants to press with me, that'd be cool. A duelist.
I go with you, but I'm not a duelist.
Yeah, I'll take Raze here. That'll be good.
I need to play Reyna. She's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been wanting to get better with Reyna still. But now I'm trying a little bit more her and Yoru.
Scanning ahead. Enemy spotted.
She might still be in the corner right here, but
Reloading.
Cage triggered.
Planet.
No more charges.
They're coming up. Sova's coming from back, mid. He went through sewers. They're coming up in vent, coming in mid again. Both Jet and Sova coming up heaven.
One enemy remaining.
Is only as good as their skill, and there we have some beat.
Ooh, these feel nice. These rounds feel nice.
All right.
We could try maybe faking it out this time, crossing mid, hit B and then cross mid. Since they ice wall
yeah.
there anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yep.
Just make enough noise outside a garage and then we'll cross.
You do best.
Reyna's right there at vent.
Cage triggered.
Watch your footsteps out here. 2A got it. Thank you. Damn. She got me there at the end of the sewers. It's by ropes, but someone's still there. Damn, that one did not work out though. Maybe it got a little too advantageous. Nice. Nice.
Jesus, she's good. Or he or they.
Race it to the spike sites.
Proud of you getting better with your
All right.
pronouns.
Let's go A this time. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
think that's
we-
not a bad idea.
it's so much easier for, well, never mind.
Your ping is like way better now. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
I don't know.
I think splitting would have went well, but for some reason they got us pretty hard on that round.
Scanning ahead.
Enemy spotted.
Omen at CT.
No more charges left.
Killjoy, I'm coming up to you. He's right there, watch out.
Reloading.
Cage trigger.
Go.
I'm gonna plant.
Do it.
Turret out.
I'm gonna go try and get intel. That Omen should be able to give me some.
No more charges left. Give me a corpse.
I guess not. I need a fresh corpse.
Give me a corpse. Tripwire destroyed.
Tripwire, they're coming up vents.
Where is everyone hiding?
Shouldn't have used it then, I guess.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Wow,
I will
got
see
him.
you again. No more charges left.
Anyone want an op?
Say it, but probably best to play as a team. So, what's the plan?
Today's not a bad playing day.
To blow something up.
At least for this match. We'll see how the next one goes. I'm down to do ranked after this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Cage trigger.
Yeah, I can maybe do like one more, then I gotta go.
All good. Going towards A, could use that.
Cage trigger. The war begins.
Satchel out. Oh.
Planting.
Planted the spike.
Reyna's at mid. She's going to be coming through vents.
Found
Coming up top, Sage. She's coming down heaven stairs.
One enemy remaining.
Sova's gonna try and hit the spike. It's coming right here. Nice.
I hate visiting underground doctors.
Let's get these idiots.
All right, guys, let's go away. What do you mean listen to those comms? Are you talking to me or like what? Also, where are my Pog champs, guys? You are my Pog champions. Why are you not giving me Pogs? What'd you say?
I have a ton of money.
Saying I'm doing all right.
Nowhere to run.
Oh. Did you get him in the mid?
Yep. He's probably pissed about that.
Probably is.
Cage triggered.
Planting.
I have planted the spike.
Turret out.
Oh, thank you for noticing my callouts, and thank you for the Pog. I don't know what that Pog is from, though. No, but thank you. Thank you for the callout, or recognizing. It's where I'm strongest. I think we got some at ramps.
Here.
One enemy remaining.
Got her.
They're all dead?
Nice.
Nice.
To run.
Dude, 110 right now.
Last round before the switch.
We lose
I
all
think we
money
won.
after this. Might as well use
We
it.
forfeit.
Shut up. This vote is still going on.
I know, right?
That's the... Right now, have you not heard about the bird? I guess not.
Reloading.
Are we crossing mid or what?
Get out of my way.
Okay,
I guess we.
Cage triggered.
coming.
Satchel out.
Let's go plant.
Omen's up there. Omen's up there. Watch out.
Yeah, he's at CT.
Here. Cage triggered.
Damn, this dude almost killed me.
No more charges left.
One
Nice,
enemy remaining.
Planted the spike.
Sentry.
He's AFK.
Is he really? I guess so.
Switching sides.
Charges. Check. Brakes. Nowhere in sight.
Ooh,
Reloading.
right, just.
GG's, guys.
Defenders win.
Too easy.
Had to hit him with that easy.
All right, it was good.
Oh no, so no, I know about actually changing
Oh, I
pod
could do like
because
maybe one more.
That's all good, man. Give me 1 sec. About that, but I've not seen his face not being in there.
Do you play any good mobile games?
Well, I see that
I think,
people
I
still
feel
use
like all the mobile
POG,
games are
POG.
like
But I do know.
microtransactions and pay to win and everything.
Forgot they took away his face, huh? One second, dude. I'll be right there.
Mm.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I'm not really on any mobile games, I don't think.
Match found.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't know, play them at all. But
Komodo Pog. Okay. I've not seen that one yet. Yeah, I'm not really into it. I'm not into Candy Crush and stuff like that.
nah.
What up, people?
What's good, homie?
Not too much. Enjoying my time off. What's up? I want to play like other like duelists and stuff, but like on Split, I need to play Cypher. I feel like so.
First time in 5 rounds I haven't been called a squeaker.
All right, let's make this like last round, dude, or last match.
Remember the plan.
Well, if
everyone.
anyone's smirking,
And
that would
please,
definitely
please
be a good
stick
time to tell me.
I'm talking to you, Ray.
Unfortunately, not today.
It's okay.
I'm gonna peep this corner real quick. Let's not bundle up on ramps. Hey, baby. Don't see him on ramps yet. Got one on ramps right here. I'm probably gonna play this one last game, babe, and then I gotta gonna get ready and take Ollie out because Heloise said she'd be here at 7.
He's in the corner.
Okay.
Cage triggered.
Enemy spotted.
Cage triggered.
Oh, coming from the left.
Turret out.
Ah, 86.
Looks like they're coming from ramps.
Here.
They're coming from CT. They just did my tripwire. Watch out.
Last player standing.
Damn it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, good work. One more.
Clutch.
Nice.
Wow.
Good job.
You forget. I always play high stakes.
What's up, babe? 7.
I didn't realize we had 2
I'm gonna play this, then I'll finish up, and then I'll walk Ollie and get food started.
All right, want to go B again, or was that A? Never mind.
Yeah, I'm down for doing another A.
Go, Phoenix. Burn.
Watch out, ramps. Don't get clogged up on those stairs.
Reloading.
Yeah, they're all gonna be here, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm squaring up rope, so but let's get out of here.
Oh, you ain't coming back.
Enemy spotted. Enemy down.
Going up.
Reloading. Enemy spotted. Reloading.
Engineers down.
Careful now.
One enemy remaining.
They're coming from ramps.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, really?
Still here.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Baby.
Dude, keep the color.
Baby.
Very
Like us, but are they us? I have so many questions.
That force spike did not work out for me
but
well.
let's go B this time.
Can I get a drop?
They're starting to stack up big.
Yeah, I think we'll be better off
I'm saving.
being able to split through here.
Yeah.
Let's have some others though coming through garage as well.
Our spike is over there. That's not great.
Never mind. Let's go over to Raze.
Oh, our glove spike. Stick me.
This sucks. I hate when these people go AWOL like this.
Bomb buddy out.
I saw you, Scotty.
There's a Yoru in there as well.
Yep.
Watch out for his TP.
Weapon here.
Yeah.
Cage triggered.
Alarm bot out.
You should just put a bomb there. Go around if you can.
Found them. Reloading. Enemy spotted.
One dead.
Down. I'm down. They're both on that.
One enemy remaining.
Nice
Last
one.
player
Oh,
standing.
good work.
You got it. You got it, Mason. You got it to your left.
You see left, left.
Behind you. Watch out.
He's in the corner. He's
Yeah,
in the
get out
corner.
of there.
Dude, you are mad lucky that he did
30
not
seconds
kill
left.
you.
Who's
I did not. Okay. Yeah, I did mess up on that, breaking his TP. I've not gotten used to his meta,
That gave you his position.
but it didn't seem to hit him. I don't think he used it, so
10 seconds
I didn't
left.
see it there even after I went into the corner.
Light planted. Barrier created.
Oh, that could have been better-ish, but whatever. Raise, next time, let's not, like, get it going totally in a different direction without us telling. Plus, you're a duelist. We want to try and keep the spike with support, if possible.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
He just
I
aced.
want to get better with Yoro. No, I like using them. It is completely free info. Has some free real estate. Nice try, guys.
You man ready for a light show?
Love his haircut. It's what makes him so speedy.
Why is this in the garbage?
Because I used it in the washer before. That's why I was getting rid of it.
You just wash it again?
Okay. That's fine. I just didn't think you'd want to use it.
I only use it for the bomb.
Okay.
I don't use it for any dishes.
I know. Going through B main. Was that you, Sage?
Careful.
One down. Give me a corpse.
Oh, to the right.
Wall raised.
Thank you.
Give me. Where is everyone?
One enemy remaining.
Where is he?
Cage trigger.
He's dead.
Ah. He just
Yeah, I
got
didn't
me.
catch that. Where is he?
He's sewers.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Reloading. Reloading.
Coming from B main.
Here.
Coming away from here.
Out. Cage trigger. I saw your secrets.
No way I was
We
getting
lost
out of
the
there.
player.
Thanks for setting your stuff up.
We'll see if they come
super
back.
useful, man.
And we are missing a person. That's not great.
Yeah, they dropped. So we'll see. I'll have to see if they come back next round, hopefully. Want to skip
Yeah, let's
through?
hope those just their Wi-Fi.
Want to skip through mid? We'll try and make some noise here and then skip through mid. Sounds good.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Yoru's mid. Hit him for 49. Was surprised I didn't get that pick.
Cage triggered.
Thanks.
Got their attention at B. Now's the time to move.
Yeah, go ahead and rotate. I'll watch
Doing
the
it.
mid.
Tripwire destroyed.
Yep, they're coming from behind right now. It's Killjoy.
One is Heaven on ropes. And there are two sewer, I believe.
Cage triggered.
I'm watching from ramps. Don't see him yet. Looks like Heaven.
Oh, damn it.
Phoenix at CT.
My camera is destroyed. Tripwire destroyed.
Careful.
Wow. Thanks for the
That
heal.
was dangerous.
Last
Yeah, it was.
player standing. One enemy remaining.
It was.
Oh. She's up top. She's up top.
Yep, thanks.
I
Bro.
visit
Good
the
job.
underground doctors.
See, battles are won by geniuses, and I am a genius. So
Yeah, no, seriously, dude, that was a nutso round. All right, 8 is, right?
They have nowhere to hide.
NJ? What do you mean by NJ? Nice jump.
Your route is on ramps.
Camera taken. No more charges left.
Yep, and Sofa's there too. He just got us, so they might be moving in hard.
Rick Walker's out.
Placing alarm bot.
Cage triggered.
Take care. Oh, never mind. You will.
Getting intel. Don't crowd it up, guys. Go get that plant.
Cage triggered.
Going up to heaven. Someone got me. They're coming from ramps. Oh, you're saying you're in New... Oh, nice job. And New Jersey, yes. No, thank you. Thank you.
Placing swarm grenade. Turret initiated.
Last player standing.
Damn it.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. You got this. Just hold it off.
Good
Nice.
job.
Very nice, guys.
Do they still want it? Mad guys.
Man, her ult is so good.
Who's on?
Killjoys.
Gotcha.
Did you just give them our laundry?
This time. Tomorrow we'll actually, or like when we have to do it next, I will. Tried calling them and get a hold of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get set up.
Well, because I went to the hospital, got back, and... Alright, hold on, baby. Okay. It just throws me off and distracted me. Because I love you, I want to give you all my attention.
Phoenix is somehow still alive.
To the left.
Corner, left corner.
Don't bring him up yet. Don't bring him back.
Left corner, left corner.
Start remove.
Nice.
Last player standing.
I almost
Cage
had
triggered.
it for a second. Ooh. Bro, that was such a bad move on my end.
Could have knifed him.
No, you're good. That was the best of us, man.
Yeah, all good. We got this. We got this.
I'm not tired.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not doing great. My
You're
Phoenix is
fine.
a little rusty. I came in wanting to play Cypher, and then you had Cypher. I was like,
Ah, gotcha. It's all good. I'm sorry about that.
I need
Quantum, do
this.
you mind
no,
if I
no,
get a
it's not
buy?
your fault. It's not your fault at all.
My thanks.
Who was that talking, by the way? Who are you playing?
Phoenix.
Gotcha.
Let's go.
Yeah, Cypher's definitely my main, and it's definitely good for split.
Yeah, he's great for split. That's why I wasn't too upset.
Nice.
Reloading.
'Cause you seem to be doing quite well.
Thank you, thank you. Some days I have my days.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Don't crowd up.
No, you don't.
Here.
Who's next?
I'm fucked, aren't I?
Last player standing.
Alright, see you, Andy. Thanks for sticking in. Ranch, if you stick around after this and keep in for a little bit, after this I'm going to be, I'll do a raid. Which is always nice at least to stick around for the first few minutes of that. Just to
30 seconds left.
be kind and bring them over to other people. But after this I will be getting off. Got some other things to go attend to. But thank you so much for tuning in, dude. It's been really cool. It's been nice chatting with you, and I'm glad that you've been able to drop in. Be sure to follow my socials and stuff in here and see when I'm going live. I also got a Discord just for this stream.
This is crazy.
And that's all in the
Feels like
about
we've been doing this
on
forever.
Twitch.
Anyone else feel like that?
Thanks, bro. What's up, Ben? Yeah. He was shaking. Alright. I feel like we should do a hard B press. Honestly. Because I feel like we've been a little indecisive when going, and then on A they're doubling up. So yeah.
I will find you.
Let's
So
go.
we're headed straight to B through B main.
Yeah, B main and B and mid. So I'll keep an eye on mid real quick.
Omen's up top as well.
I don't see anybody mid yet.
He's in the corner. That is upsetting.
Cage triggered.
I got a wall in there.
Pushing
Gonna
mid.
go now.
I'm going into heaven now.
I wanna
105
drop
on
some.
Yoru.
I want to drop it.
Killjoy's down. He's at 105.
Baseline sentry. Alarm bot out. Found them. Enemy spotted.
Nice timing for that.
One enemy
Nice.
remaining.
You guys have this.
Last
He's coming in.
player standing.
Oh, what?
But it can stop him. We're good. Nice.
No way. It got him. Oh.
Yeah, because he'll be detained. It won't be long enough. Pretty sure. No. Damn it. Nice try though.
Boys.
Clutch.
Alright, we can do this. We can bring it back. We gotta be like
They're
throw
usually
in our head.
distracted once I reveal them. Make sure you take advantage.
Doing another B press? I'm down.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna try and hit mid again. Be playful with main though and try and push it. I was able to push up to heaven and got Killjoy and you're pretty damaged, so it wasn't bad. Don't go out there just yet. Don't see him, so okay, we're clear. Watch those footsteps.
Cage triggered.
Look, someone's coming up these ropes real quick.
Enemy down.
Enemy. Where is everyone hiding?
Oh yeah, go ahead and play.
Okay, I got heaven. They're coming from mid.
Careful. Placing alarm bot.
Tripwire destroyed.
They're coming up heaven.
Tripwire destroyed.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, he's up here.
Here. Here.
One enemy remaining.
Get out of here. Bro. I'll take it.
Your sacrifice.
Yeah, no, I'll take it.
Sacrifice is appreciated.
I shot his knees. I was going for the knees.
Try the same old tricks.
At that point, I was literally praying and spraying. I don't know what happened, but I was just like, get his knees.
Dudes, get that mobility away from him. That'll work.
Yeah, right? That's what I was hoping. That he took like damage, like stun damage.
Where are you?
Alright, let me peep this.
Alright.
I don't see anyone on ramps yet.
Watching this.
Silva
You should
is always
blind.
missing that.
It's probably right there too.
Got you.
Alarm bot out.
Probably to the right. Watch out, Killjoy, or to the left.
Reloaded. Enemy spotted. Wall raised.
104 Phoenix, he's going to try to heal himself.
Watch out, body blocking.
Oh my lord.
Up in
Wow.
heaven and across. Oh! You're from the flank. They're everywhere right there.
We move.
Come on, let's go.
Right across. Nice try.
Damn, that did not go well.
They started playing better.
Last round in the half.
Well, they do have a Smurf too, and he said so. Maybe he started actually trying.
Yeah.
Can someone get
I need this.
One of you guys gonna buy?
He goes first though. I think they should add a
Thank you.
report for that.
I will find you.
Yeah, I mean, report them. I'm doing that actually. Smurfs get what they get.
Report who? Oh, the logic bug.
Hold off.
Reloading. Enemy spotted.
He's right over there at the entrance. Gonna hit mid. Sage, come mid.
No more charges left.
Oh my gosh.
Actually,
Damn
don't
it.
come mid.
He just has no.
Damn it.
So that sucks.
Sage, we're gonna move across. Go back behind CT.
Foolish.
Let's go.
3 out of 5.
Move. Can't believe I got that headshot right there.
Yeah, that was really clutch.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for the heal.
Also, you might want to tap what fire. Yeah, right there.
Cage triggered.
What were you saying? Tap
30
what?
seconds left.
You might want to tap wire entrance.
Cage triggered.
Oh, I
didn't know
will.
you still. Oh, you dropped your gun.
I do it like all the fucking time, dude. It's so annoying. Nice, do that. Good. I'm glad that you got that barrier. Think they're coming CT?
You should run.
Heaven it is.
Last player standing.
Damn it. I tried. I think that should. Hopefully, we might have it.
Well, Odin time. So.
No. Damn it. Dude, this round was going so well. Let's not let him take it back. This match. It doesn't help that we lost somebody too.
Switching sides.
Anything can still
Okay. Well, wait, at least we have the defensive now. I'll trap up A.
Yes, this should do. This goes here. I will find them.
Careful.
Nothing here yet. Looks like it's all B or mid.
Multiple enemies spotted.
Yeah, they're coming up.
I'll rotate.
They're coming up to B.
Letting me do things.
Reloading.
Here.
Jesus.
Let's go.
What the hell happened to the Phoenix?
Yours right there.
One enemy
What
remaining.
happened to Phoenix?
I don't know. Yours right there.
I don't know.
Guys, can you take him out? Right there, right there. Damn it.
Oh, shit. Wow, it's close.
Oh, now we lost another.
Well, we lost 2 players.
I find them. I kill them. Simple as that.
Do you guys want to forfeit the?
No,
do you guys
no.
want to forfeit
Let's keep
this,
doing this.
or-
I'm down with the experience, and he might still come back. I don't like forfeiting. Ranked matches.
Man,
Just
3v5.
do two over there. I can
tough.
trap over here. I hear some at B already. Yours at B.
Cage trigger.
Planting B. Rotate.
Yo, I don't know what just happened.
It's here. Omen's here.
I think my Ethernet
Seems like
cord
you're
is
back though.
unplugged.
Last player standing.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, that happened, man. Thanks, Ranch.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
I
tough to
think
keep
My power does
keep
not
on that.
work.
All right, cool. At least we got back to 4. We can get back up.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's good to know. Yeah, you still need to get better with the meta with him. So thank you. Looks like mid again.
Yeah, they're coming up to B. They're
Okay,
coming up to B.
rotating. I'm gonna rotate backside.
No more charges left.
Whoa,
No more
Jesus
charges.
Christ.
There you go.
Last
Oh my
player standing.
god,
Cage
my
trigger.
freaking aim is so bad.
Cage trigger.
Killjoy, you want to talk about it?
My aim is terrible, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Damn it.
Ironically, I aim better when they're farther away versus closer.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check it, please.
All right, I'm gonna trap up B. Let's get like 3 over there. Sage, you should go A to wall it off or anything.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
They all hold until you can get. Actually, yeah, wait. Wall off
goes
main
there.
and or wall off heaven, either one, and I'll hold the other. They're on A. We're gonna need some help.
They're all A, did you just say?
Yeah.
Okay, rotating now. Rotate, Quanta.
Cage triggered. Here.
Yours, backside. 78, he's behind heaven, so he can get up there.
Who's next?
Watch out, he'll be coming up. Nice job, nice job.
Oh, 130? Jesus Christ. He's lit.
Last player standing.
This hurts so much, dude. We were destroying the first half. Now we're just getting steamrolled.
I hold an area pretty well myself. Make sure to cover the angles I can't.
I don't know, guys. This is gonna be tough.
It is going to be tough, but we should at least try. We did so well at the beginning.
I mean,
We definitely have a shot.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, but we had it earlier. They're just really pressing now. So just mind P's and Q's. We're getting a little too cocky.
Watching this spot.
Does that all be garage, it look
They are
like?
coming through main, yeah.
Okay, rotating. Looks like it.
Good shot.
I'm going to come from CT.
My lord, he came right
Planting.
behind me.
Spike planted. Last
Damn it. 143 on Yoru.
And
Opponent killed.
Nice.
wow.
Get in there. Oh, it's just you, never mind.
Hey, resurrect somebody.
Yeah, resurrect somebody. Oh,
One enemy remaining.
nice.
Resurrect somebody.
No, defuse.
Fuse, go, go, go.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. Defuse.
Good.
Nice job.
Dude. Jesus Christ, that was clean. Good job.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Nice. Proud of you.
If they try something, I'll see it.
All right, now do that like 5 more times.
Yeah, that'll be great.
I need this.
That way I can get you guys once I save some money. If
My
money to buy.
thanks.
Thank you.
This goes here.
That's how you survive.
Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
Anything over at B?
Yeah, actually, everything's over.
Okay, I'm gonna rotate.
Okay, I'm gonna rotate then.
I was gonna say it's only him over there. I'm gonna go through CT.
Me
Yeah,
and the
sounds
other
like-
team, of course.
Where is everyone
heaven?
hiding?
Okay.
Wow, they're all there. Yeah.
Spike planted.
Yeah,
so
they
that's
are.
helpful.
I'm gonna go heaven. Watch him around there. Got him, but there's 2 others left.
He teleported to the
One
corner. There
enemy
you go.
remaining.
Nice.
Last player.
Oh, guys.
No.
Oh my gosh.
What the?
Nice try, boy. I really thought we
Y'all
had
better
that.
keep up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think about the best read on this. It just sucks that we don't have a 5th man.
Yeah. I really think that we could won this if we had fifth. Oh,
This
whoa,
goes
he's
here.
back.
That goes there.
Oh, kind of.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Looks like they're hitting
Yeah,
me.
they're
I mean
coming up
B.
to B. B.
Got you.
Yep. Don't over rotate though. It looks like it's still here though.
I destroyed.
I should have waited for him to manifest. I just ended his teleport.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Oh no.
Here.
Damn it.
Watch out the rafters. Where are the others? Spike's right there.
Weapon here.
One enemy remaining.
They're dead.
Nice.
Take what's useful.
Reload it.
Is everyone's tech still working? Double check it, please. Can someone get
Wait, why does it say that logic is still here?
Wait, what?
Like, is he highlighted for anyone else?
No, he's not highlighted for me.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'm good.
Yes.
I think my computer must be a bit better.
That goes there. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Oh, no one else is on B.
I'm on B,
I got
but
you.
I could probably use another, and it looks like Sova's coming through B main.
Yeah. I got you.
It looks like 2 others from mid, Killjoy and Sova at B.
Yep, I'm watching heaven.
Getting on rotate B.
My camera is destroyed.
Killjoy's there. She's probably gonna play out. Yep.
Spike planted.
Nice. Killjoy's just down there. Watch out, Quana. Bro.
Sample? Oh my god.
What happened there, bro?
Come on, let's go.
Get it, get it. Oh no! Nice try.
Jesus Christ, that scared me.
Match point.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Damn tall.
Definitely not fun at match point. Gosh, man, we had this. The first part of this match was just awesome, but then yeah.
We had 5 people.
Yeah,
were
that definitely
killed.
does it.
This goes here.
Guys, don't all be here.
They're on B as well. I don't know why I said as well, but they are on B.
Okay.
Also,
Is it all?
pretty much always still heaven, so
I'm just checking, making sure there's not a single person over here.
you cannot hit him when he's like that.
Yeah, I'm moving in.
Caught one.
We went CT.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Going in.
Cage triggered.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yes, nice. She killed herself?
Together,
I don't know.
we will bury them under their transgression.
Oh, kill feed.
Thanks for the advice. That's good. That's good advice, Ranch. Yeah, that makes sense. I should have. All right, get 2 over at A.
Yo,
I'm gonna trap this up.
I'll watch from heaven this time. I mean, for heaven this time, because they are getting up there way too easily.
Yeah.
That goes there.
Are they A?
I think so. Looks like it. Rotating.
Who's A?
They're at A. They're at A.
Rotating. Going into heaven. Don't
Yeah,
see
they're
him here.
heading that.
You're coming through doorway on heaven ramps.
Dashing.
Bruh.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. You got him in the long
They're
run
gonna
at least.
planning at A.
One enemy remaining.
I did just add that Phoenix. He's communicative and he's fun to play with.
Spike planted.
Yep, he's behind box. Nice.
Yeah, no, I know. I just love that it was the fact that he took it lightheartedly and said, "Let's not talk about it." Actually, made me laugh on it. We got this, guys. We got it. We can do this. We got it. We can do it.
Yep.
They're gonna go B again because they've had so much more success B than they had A.
Yeah, but let's make sure not to overdo it. Let's have two over there, or Sage go over there so you can wall it.
Yeah, I can also hear from my position here. So.
Ah, this is a nice spot.
I think they're going A again. Yeah.
Okay, rotating. Yeah, no, he was like, "Let's not talk about it," right? I'm like, dude.
He teleported up
it was
into
funny.
the little square at the top.
And he's been communicative and talking, and that is by far one of the most important things. Are we sure it's here?
Yeah, just wait him out. Just wait him out.
Okay, make sure they don't because we don't want to over rotate and then them all switch. I'm checking on cams. I don't see him over at B though.
Cage triggered.
I see the spike.
One
Spike's
enemy
down.
remaining.
Where is everyone hiding?
That was a bit of a waste. Oh, nice. We got it, guys. We can bring it back.
What the hell?
Okay. Baby, your phone's going off. Don't know if you can hear it.
Okay, they're gonna go B this
Just didn't know if you had headphones or not or not.
Alright, I'm gonna watch him happen again.
That goes there. goes here.
Let's go.
Turret out.
Yes, this should do.
Joke's over. You're dead.
I don't see any B main yet. Oh, we got Phoenix B main.
Yeah, we got Phoenix B main.
He's don't shoot him. He's doing his ult. It's all B. Rotate. They're coming up heaven. Watch out. They're gonna be planting soon.
Cage triggered.
Wow, that was.
Careful
He's headed
now.
up to heaven, probably.
Cage triggered. Tripwire destroyed.
They're coming in, planting.
Here.
Omen in back.
Spike planted.
Eagle.
Last player
He's right there. Ah.
Damn it.
Dang it. GG's.
GG's, guys. That was a good game. Oh, we were
Yeah,
so
it was a good game.
close.
That was a good game.
If only we had 5.
I know. All right, dude. I know you got to get going.
All
I
right.
do too,
Well, that
so.
was a good game though.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, it was. It was a really great game. Even I'm not too mad about it. It was just so close. Sucks that I got a
Yeah.
deduction in points out of that too.
Oh,
So-
dude, I wanted to report that guy. I didn't get the chance. Damn it.
It happens. Anyways, I'll see you, dude.
Oh, look at that. I got #1 on the scoreboard there.
Nice, dude. Anyways, I gotta get going. All right, have a good
Okay.
one. Well, thanks for everyone that's popped in on YouTube chat and just overall. I'm gonna raid real quick. If you can definitely stick around just for at least a little bit of that, because it's always nice. But thanks so much for stopping by, Ranch. It's been fun. It's always nice having someone that's chatting up too. It makes it so much easier. I already. She's probably gonna be a little longer than that. I know. Well, no, because she doesn't even know the address. She just asked. Yeah, more or less. All right. Thanks again, man. And let's do this. And I'm gonna. Oh, so that. Okay, cool. See you, man.